Hey everybody, the world's on fire. And on top of the world being on fire, we're all dealing with a lot on our own. A lot of people have anxiety for obvious reasons. There's a lot of mental health stuff that we're all probably dealing with, but there's a group of us who are dealing specifically with OCD. And on top of everything else going on, it can be incredibly debilitating condition that causes people to get stuck in a cycle of stressful, unwanted thoughts and repetitive physical behaviors, and it really can be debilitating. But because there are so many misconceptions out there, a lot of people don't know that they even have it or feel shame about their symptoms. They suffer in silence. Not every therapist even understands OCD or is qualified to treat it effectively, which can make it difficult to find the right help. But that is where No CD comes in. With No CD, you can do live virtual ERP therapy with licensed therapists who specialize in OCD. No CD therapists are highly trained, so they'll really understand OCD and won't judge you no matter what your thoughts are about. And OCD, their therapy is covered by insurance for over 155 million Americans. So you are not alone out there. No CD is there to help with this ERP therapy. Christine suffers from OCD, and she's used this. It's a big help for people who really, really need it. If you think you or someone you know might be struggling with OCD, please don't wait to get help. Go to nocd.com and book a free call with their team to learn more. That's nocd.com to schedule a free call and learn more.
Oh, oh, uh,
I don't know how the rest of the song goes. Just that
is
one
that
line.
even what is that?
Isn't that
Oh,
the
that's on the pipe organ.
vampires? Yeah. I don't know. I call it vampires.
I think that's the only. That's all of it. I
Oh,
think
no. No, 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 no. I thought there was like a second. There's
a
a bit.
bridge, a
Yeah.
key change.
I thought there was like a guest star that comes in on the third bit.
Oh God, I can't even handle it.
It's a tight three.
It's a
Anyway,
tight three. Okay,
that's
well,
what I
I'm
thought.
trying. I'm still over here trying to get a fucking Halloween background because I came up like a fucking loser, showed up without any Halloween. I mean, and then I tried to pull my little like raven over and knocked a bunch of my books off the shelf. So it's like I can't even. And then I tried to put a background on, and it's only giving me like inside a lake or inside a rainbow. And I'm like, none of that is the vibe for today. So M's really prepared with caution tape.
And spider
Oh my God,
webs.
even the fucking pictures are askew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wait, for the video people, I want to change it like this for a second. How do I make it just no, not
Hey.
bye, M. How do I make it you? Hold on. Oh shit,
Make
that's
it
not how.
me. That's the third on the tight three.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, wow. Okay, now I remember. Okay, well now
make it me.
make it okay, well, fuck my life. It's not working. Wait.
Oh my God! Now it help. I feel like we're
There you are.
I am. Oh,
What's
also
happening? Why is it pink?
because I have a little light. I was
That's
supposed.
so cool.
The whole thing was supposed to be purple, but this part is the window, and so they're fighting.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's my fault because I like it's supposed to be contained. I just like made you full screen, but
The movie magic was ruined.
I'm
actually.
sorry.
But would
This
you like
is
to
a behind the scenes studio tour of M's haunted manor.
Would you like to pick a color?
I love these. Oh, I love these. I'll never get old of these or tired of these.
Here, we'll turn it
It's a
this
little
way
remote.
so you get the
There's
full
something
color.
about a remote for a light bulb
I know.
instead of an app, you know?
Multi-access, yeah.
I like a purple, but I know it's already kind of a purple.
I was trying to do spooky colors. Orange doesn't really do much right now. It feels like I'm in a pumpkin. You know
and
what I mean?
like
And there's green. That's kind of spooky.
green looks spooky for
slimy.
sure. And I think the red with the caution tape is like a little true crimey.
Oh, I'll make that for your side.
Yeah, that feels right. Okay, good. So yeah, I think green or purple or something is good for the Halloween. Ah, I do like the green. That looks good.
You do? That's better than the purple,
Yeah.
you think?
I think so.
Okay, because purple is the main, I guess, the secondary, and green is the tertiary for Halloween, right?
Oh, it's a perfect 3 or whatever the fuck
What am I
a tight
with
3.
threes
I don't know.
today?
You are having a problem today.
How about this? How about we keep it at green for opening statements, and then for purple for spooky
statements. Oh my God. Okay. Rebuttal. I don't know any other words.
Well, I was gonna tell you,
perfect.
Christine. I'm actually glad that basically what happened is Christine.
I'm glad that I'm here with you today. I'm glad you came to my
well, no,
office
Christine
today.
showed during my office hours. Christine showed up and looked at my background and went, what the fuck's going on? And I went, it's our Halloween episode. So everyone, happy Halloween, everybody, and Merry Samhain. But
Yay.
I'm very glad that on your end, you did not know that, because I
No
also
clue.
I also had a costume prepared and there was a malfunction. And
Oh
so I'm
shit. Now then I would have looked like a real fool.
well, you want to hold your words there, because let me finish my sentence. You might still look like the smartest person in the room. I thought about, here was the thing. I said a while ago, when we first got Hank, because it's baby's first Halloween.
Oh,
And I was thinking
that's
about dressing him
special.
up as Hankenstein. So then I was like,
Yes, very
I'll be
good.
Frankenstein, or I thought about being Bride of Frankenstein. I thought that was funny. But
That's fun.
whatever.
That's fun. I mean, you have the white dress from when you were a lady in white, so it could have really worked. Actually, I think you gave that to our manager Maggie, so never mind.
She did like it a
Actually, you
little too
didn't
much.
give it to her. She like took it out of the green room and was like, "Can I have this?" And you were like, "Sure."
Yeah, she definitely still has it. Although now I'm starting to see why there's so many women in white that haunt the area, because a white dress is so versatile, you know?
I guess so.
Um,
Like, it's really making the rounds already.
well, I thought, okay, I'm going to do something Frankenstein themed. And so I ordered a Halloween costume. And this is why I hate men. Let's start there.
Go off, King.
If you follow the internet at all, if you are at all chronically online like I am, you know that there is the trope that if you get a man who's your Instacart shopper, you just cancel the fucking order and try again until you get a woman.
It's almost
Um,
like it's like become a whole meme of like posting the back and forth between your male Instacart driver who's like, "Is this what you want?" It's
yeah.
like, "No, idiot."
To a point where now a bunch of, for I'm sure more nefarious reasons with Uber, but on Instacart, a lot of men now have a woman's name as their name on their account, so that way
Oh
people won't
shit.
cancel their order. But
No.
then if I get like, Brittany gave you bananas when you asked for batteries, it's like, I know a man is Brittany. I know that.
Brittany, don't fuck with me, Brittany.
Well, a man was my Instacart shopper for my Halloween gift, for my Halloween
No.
costume. A gift to you, I suppose.
Yeah, my gift. What did he do with my gift?
Well, I asked for Frankenstein, and you would think a grown ass man would know what Frankenstein is.
Please.
I didn't even get a note at all that it said that it was out of stock. I don't know what happened. Do you
Is this a Spirit Halloween situation or what's
uh-huh.
like the venue? Okay.
Spirit the venue?
So
Yeah,
this man is going to a Spirit Halloween.
you would think there's Frankenstein, or at least I would imagine if you're doing the boy math of it all, it's like, well, there's no costume, but here's like green face paint or
Right.
something.
Like here, put something on. Wait, so he already knows he's not going to like Target. He's going to Spirit Halloween. So he knows this is like a costume, presumably. Or
Mm-hmm.
at least, if you put two and two together.
Mm-hmm.
You're not shopping for batteries or bananas. You're
Mm-mm.
shopping for a costume. So you instructed, please find a Frankenstein costume, or was there one that you like checked and you were like, this is what I want?
I put Frankenstein, and then I even put, because I was afraid to be a man, I put like, what are your other options? And there was like other Frankenstein
Right,
like,
to replace it or whatever.
there should have been no confusion. Do you want me to tell you, or do you want me to show you? Because it did arrive. I just decided I'm not fucking wearing it. But do you want me to? Do you want me to? Do
I
you want me to put it
I
on?
I kind of want you to put it on.
Okay,
Actually, I
please.
fully want you to put it on. I don't know why I'm pretending.
Just remember, the plan was Frankenstein. Just remember that. Please hold.
And now, not to be that guy. We're talking he didn't pull like a wise ass thing of like, oh, I got you Dr. Frankenstein, not Frankenstein's monster, did he?
I wish.
Because that would have been really, really like, well, actually, Okay, so we're talking the green guy. Yeah,
We're talking
okay.
the green guy.
I'm ready.
I'm gonna put it on. Jack, elevator music. Oh, Transylvania vampire music.
Ah! Can I open?
Yeah, I'm a condom.
Stand up. Show the class. What the actual fuck is going on?
Stallion.
What kind of
For the 1%.
for the 1% of men 8
men.
inches or larger? Okay, it doesn't. Okay, what? Why? Please, your head doesn't even fit out of it.
Ew, that's what you said.
Okay, no, this. Oh shit! This is what I got to do now. I'm so sorry to do this, but this is the only way. Hold on, it's the only way. Okay, let me see now. Okay, it says stallion. Okay, it's like literally a condom wrapper. Let's be clear about that. And it says it's gold, and in big black letters, it's a full body costume. M's head sticking out the top. A stallion. It says for the 1% of men 8 inches or larger, XXXL.
Hmm.
Is that all that's on there? And
I don't
then
know.
you just put your arm. Oh, here we go. Lubricated lay with a Y. Latex. And I don't know if that was supposed to be a joke or if that's just a typo. Oh my god, you look so sad.
So I'm a broken condom. That's or at least a broken wrapper. So I've been used.
A
I'm used
broken.
goods.
You're a used condom. You're literally a used condom wrapper, which is even worse. A used condom wrapper. Like, why? Why is that even a costume? Oh my god, this
Who
is
did
good. Look,
this?
now you have a little background. A man, apparently.
Yeah. Who made this? Who said this should be an option at Spirit Halloween?
I'm so delighted because Alexander and I are doing an episode on Halloween costumes this next week, and I haven't done my research yet. And now
Should I
I'm
put
like,
a searing review for you?
literally only need reviews of this fucking bad boy. Ordered Frankenstein costume, got used condom wrapper. Like, what? How? Was there any note? There was no note.
No, you would think there'd at least be sorry. And this man, this is the worst. I was in my front yard. He hand delivered this to me. And and he did it with such a
Did he
confidence. I
have to
didn't even
take a
look in the
picture
bag.
like the DoorDash, the
Yes,
DoorDash
so
Gremlins subreddit?
somewhere there's a picture of me proudly holding it, thinking I got my Frankenstein outfit. And then I went inside and I looked in and I went, "Why is it gold?" And I went, "Oh, the wrapper's kind of crazy." LOL, it was literally a fucking gold wrapper.
I am
Um,
I am out of my mind right now. I don't even know what to make of this situation. This is like this is where you have to literally screen record and post this on TikTok because I feel like it's just unbelievable, like screen record the order because it's like this is what I did. What could possibly go wrong and how wrong could it possibly go? And here's what I got. Like that's honestly, I thought you were going to show me like
yeah, anything
literally
else.
anything but this. Yeah,
Anything else. A werewolf. Yeah,
anything.
something.
I've
This
never
is
even seen this.
I didn't know it existed. This is the scariest part of my Halloween.
It's terrifying.
Do I wear it the whole time? What do I do? What do I do?
That's what she said. That's what he said.
I mean, technically, I'm in a
Ah.
costume. It's not even aesthetic for the cam, you
It's
know?
it's like it helps that the green light is reflecting, so it looks
Oh.
sort of like a Martian or like yeah, there you go. You look either wicked or Frankenstein or an alien or a green condom wrapper.
Thank you. I mean, I
You're
guess I'll just.
welcome.
It's too. Putting it on was a real. I'm sure. I'm sure
I
others
mean,
have said something similar
putting
about
it
putting
on, yeah.
condoms on.
It's a little too small for me, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, actually, this XXXL is just not
It's
cutting
just
it.
for the 1%. And
I
I've
hate
never
it
seen
here.
anything quite so like just mind-numbingly stupid as a replacement for
Yeah,
a common item, like
my
like for a Spirit Halloween, like a monster, a Frankenstein.
my first thought was who made this, and my second thought was who bought this. Like who said. Anyway, I'm going in circles here. I'm just like so over, and it was right before we were going to record too, because I was like, I don't have time to fix this. This
We
is
will literally lose our minds to madness if we try to find a logic here, but I keep trying. I'm like, condom, does that mean something in a different language? Like I'm literally trying, but I don't think there's a reason unless anybody else out there has some sort of fantastical explanation here.
it's beyond me.
It's out of control. I
do
feel
you
like I should order a costume now and just see what happens.
can you be the spermicidal lube, and then together we make magic, or what?
It does say it's lubricated latex.
I see.
So
Maybe you can be an IUD, and then we're like
oh,
really protected
cute.
over here. You know.
Oh my god, you're right. And also, like, I'm in Kentucky, so I could be like KY jelly or something.
Now stop it right there.
Just saying. Maybe I wear like a Smucker's costume, and everyone's like, "What are you?" And I'm like, "I'm KY jelly. Get it?" I put like I'm like a jelly, and then I also am holding, or I'm like wearing a cowboy hat and like have a horse, and I'm like, I'm KY jelly.
Oh, I see. Yes. No, you
I'm
should.
like
Yeah,
Kentucky jelly.
100%. So
That's fucking dumb, Christine.
no, you've just found a way to insert a cowboy into your fantasies again. That's just what
I
happened.
know I can't stop myself. I really can't.
Um, can you hear this? I'm just for the sound. Just should I take it off, or is it gonna bother everybody?
I don't hear anything except I just see you going like
Okay. Well, because to me it's so loud because it's
Okay,
a
why don't you
rapper.
take it off? You look you look sad. I mean, you look sad in like a pitiful way.
There's nothing
You look like you're
sadder.
poking out of like I know you're it literally, I'm not kidding.
I look
It
like a
could
penis
be
head.
you look like a penis head with a like a weird amount of pubes on the top of it.
I'm
You know,
growing.
on the part. Oh no, you're a grower, not a shower.
Ah. Okay, so you don't like
I
this,
was
is
gonna
what
say
you're
it could
saying?
be like a Lay's bag, but then I went, no, it literally looks like a condom wrapper. There's not really a way around it.
I've never even touched a human, like a
A
real
human one.
wait a minute. I've never touched a
Yikes.
real condom wrapper. This is the most intimate I've ever been with a condom
You
wrapper, I'll
for
tell you
sure
that.
touched a condom wrapper, like in those free ones they gave you at the health clinic. Or were you too scared? I was too scared.
I don't think I ever went. Oh no, I have touched a condom, but it was for educational purposes
I
only.
was gonna
Yeah,
say, didn't your mother teach you how to?
she
Didn't your
sure did.
mother teach you how to use it? No,
Yeah,
but
the
she
only
literally
other
did.
time I've touched a condom is in front of my mom, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
been a bad record over here.
And now in front of all of our many listeners. So
I hope everyone's happy.
we are, by the way,
Just for,
really happy.
just for the still for Megan because I know she's gonna get one.
No, when I made it like big, wait, I have to make it big again so that you. Oh, that's what she said. Hold on.
Hey,
Uh, there you go. Now you're more in the
growing.
frame.
Now talk about big stallion. Help
That's
me.
fucking insane. It's when you lean forward and you can see the inside of the wrapper that it looks like deeply nuts. Like it, because it looks like it's actually an open wrapper with like. By the way, also that's not even how condoms open. So condoms like you tear them.
Right,
So it literally looks like the condom's so big it like popped out of the fucking wrapper.
like it
It
was on a plane and the air made it bust. You know.
yeah, like it's
Yeah.
just too much pressure. So yeah,
Anyway,
I feel like for your comfort's sake, I mean, I'm loving it. So don't do it on my behalf, but for your comfort's sake,
I'm fine. I
I
just want to make sure the sound isn't getting fucked up
no,
for anyone.
I don't hear anything except just laughter from
Perfect.
my own mind. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Well, great.
Wow, I'm so thrilled actually. Remember when I said I looked like an idiot? You're right. You were right.
Yeah, because you were like, "Oh, well, I look stupid." I went, "You
Hold
fucking
that
sit
thought.
there. You sit
Yeah.
pretty with your stupid little perfect Nutrafol hair." And
Oopsie, and my neutral background and my rainbow virtual background. Yeah.
no matter, this is maybe I don't know about PSA, but a gentle comfort to others that if you feel like your costume is stupid this year, nothing's as dumb as this.
Yeah, don't worry. It could be worse. And that's what we're here to tell you most weeks,
Yeah.
actually. And that's why we drink. I mean, this is really maybe one of my favorite reasons you've ever brought to the table as
Thank
to
you.
why you drink because it's really excellent.
I would like this to be the gavel in the courtroom. This should be the final straw for why you should never let men chop. I just
No, for real. You
This
need to
is the
post this to
PSA.
TikTok for real or Megan or somebody, but like the expectation versus reality, whatever you want to call it, like this is probably one of the more jarring encounters I've had with this kind of experience. Wow.
Yeah, and if you're a man and you think maybe I should be an Instacart shopper, heed my warning. This is what you have to be better than. Please be better than this.
Just try a little bit.
Just try it like for a second, just like a little bit. Yeah,
Just
something
be
green would have made sense more than
Google
this.
Frankenstein real quick.
Read
If you
your
don't know
phone.
what it is.
I feel
Yeah.
like he thought he was on a side quest and was like, just get whatever you want. Just go to Spirit. And then this happened. Anyway.
That's crazy. And the fact that he wasn't like, here, let me message you and check real quick.
Yeah. He didn't say, are you okay with this? Because he knew it was a no. Anyway. That's why I drink. Why do you drink, Christine?
Wow. And the fact that like the implication, I don't want to talk about me. I want to talk
Okay.
about this some more. The implication that this guy was like, oh, I know. I'll tell them that they have an 8-inch dick. That'll work. Like, what are you doing? Like,
It
of
does
all
soften the blow.
choices, it's a fucking choice, though. You know, it's like, what? Okay. Anyway, yeah. Why do I drink? I mean, this is now all I'm gonna think about today. Why do I drink? I don't even remember. I
What
had a reason.
do you have plans to like without someone interfering with your plans? Do you have a costume for Halloween?
Oh, sure do. I don't even get to make plans anymore. Leona has decided she's Pete the Cat this year. And I said, okay, pretty easy. Let's do it. And I said, oh, fun. I get to decide what to be. And she said, and you'll be Grumpy Toad this time. And I was like,
That fits though.
oh God. So yeah, I'm Grumpy Toad. I am kind of excited because I do have a lot of like Grinch. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about, the Grinch. Okay, so we found our way there.
Okay.
I do have a lot of Grinch-esque accessories and apparel because I have a sick problem about the Grinch.
Do you?
Yeah, and
Let's
Alexander
unpack
said
that.
that the other day. He said, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Well, you know me. I love the Grinch." And I feel like I'm creating a Mandela effect by accident.
Yeah, you're fucking crazy. What are you talking about?
He was like, "What do you mean?" Because I was shopping. Okay, so I got an email from ColourPop, and they were like, launching our new Grinch collab from Whoville. And I was like, holy shit. And I showed my brother and I said, I'm buying this right now. It's like $100. This is made for me. And he was like, is this a bit? I don't get it.
Right.
And I was like, what do you mean? Is this a bit? You know, that's my favorite film. And he was like, it is. And I think he was just like, I don't. And then he actually said, this is one of the like, I don't even want, it wasn't cruel, but it was definitely cold, and
Oh,
it was also totally appropriate. He said to me, "I really don't care about the Grinch." And I went and I went, "Oh, I see. I thought this was a sibling thing where like we were both really amped about how ColourPop has this new drop." And he was like, I'm happy for you, but
that's
I
all
want to
you,
make
babe.
it so clear that this is not of interest to me.
I
It
feel
one
like
bit.
no wonder you sang the Who song so well
Yeah,
in
I think
Christmas.
something was there.
I
And then I
guess it,
covered The Grinch as a crime story one year.
I know, it's all coming together all of a sudden.
And then every newsletter that Jess sends
Coming
out at
together.
holiday time, I mean,
Sorry.
every newsletter that Jess sends out during Christmas time, I always recommend The Grinch, but the 1960s version, people,
Sure.
the 30-minute version, the made for TV one, that's the only one I like, and I love it. I do kind of actually like the newer one, not the live action. I love
Oh,
Jim Carrey, but I am not a fan of that
okay.
franchise of the Jim Carrey one. It scares me.
So
I
then
don't
what's
like
the
it.
newer one? I thought there was only two of them.
No, there was an animated one with like I really liked it. I
Like
don't know.
CGI? An
No, it was animated. Let me see what year that was. 2018 they made a Grinch. And I thought it was pretty cute. It has like Benedict Cumberbatch as the Grinch.
oh,
And I thought it was pretty cute, and Rashida Jones and some other cool people. But I was watching that one time and I was like, "You guys, let's watch the Grinch." And my dad walked in the room. This was like a year ago. And he walks in the room and he goes, "Who is this man?" And I was like, "Why are you shouting, first of all?" And I was like, "Shut up. We're watching the Grinch." And he's like, "I've never met this man in my life." And I'm like, "Why are you even talking right now?
yeah.
Nobody's met this man. Shut up." So anyway, I got over that eventually. And then somebody stole my Grinch Christmas decorations last year, so I was pretty upset about that. But I'm reclaiming all my Grinch love. I remember one of my earliest memories is reading the entire Dr. Seuss collection, like anthology, in a
Hmm.
chair in my room, like a weird German child, like sitting on a wooden chair and just like reading the entire anthology. And I remember thinking, like, now this is how a rhyme scheme is done. Thank you, Theodore Geisel. He gets it.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And so I think that's where this all began. And then the Grinch has just held a special place in my heart. And then now that it's Grumpy Toad time for me, I can lean into my furry green. Maybe that's what I'll try. I'll try to order like a Grinch or a frog costume, and
Yeah.
maybe I'll get a condom too.
You know what? You can only go up from here. I mean, that's
If he
shooting
doesn't
to the
know who
moon.
Frankenstein is, he's not going to know who the Grinch is. He's never
True.
met that man in his life either, I'm sure.
My biggest prayer for you is that every Instacart shopper is a woman. Because
That's so kind.
wasn't a Leona Grumpy Toad one year?
Hmm.
So we're just doing a role reversal situation.
That's right.
Okay,
I was Cali Cat. This year Blaze is Cali Cat, so we're doing also gender bender again.
love that.
This year Blaze is Cali, she's Pete the cat, and I'm Grumpy Toad. So I was like, actually, that kind of casting works pretty well. So
Yeah, it's just kind of like a school play and everyone gets to rotate.
yes, and she got like a little guitar for her birthday. So I'm like, okay, we already have the props. Like, you're Pete the cat. Wear these shoes and
She said recycle, babe, you know?
right, and wear blue, and I'm like Grinch clothes. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Like people, you and Alexander are the only people I've discussed this with. And it's been a development over the last 3 days, which is sometimes why I think my therapist asks if I've ever had like manic episodes. And I'm like, what are you talking about? But
I
I'm
will say
like,
I've never in was it 455 episodes?
yeah,
I've never heard this in my life.
interesting. And I think I think I'm just, it's about time I just open up about it.
You should come out. It's about
Thank you.
I'm very
Thank
proud of
you.
you.
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing
Thanks.
about the Grinch? Is it the story, or did the characters are they just feel good characters? Is it
It's
the
definitely
whimsy?
it's a nostalgia, it's a whimsy, and it's also the rhyming, I think, is very
That'll do
soothing
it.
to my obsessive compulsive disorder. And it really just hits the right spot. I love the book. I read the book a lot growing up. And there's something about the old style animation of it that is like creepy, but I love it. Like it's like the Jim Carrey thing, I'm like, that's just plain creepy. I don't want that. But like the old
Mm.
timey, like retro animation, I don't know. Something about it is very nostalgic to me. And then after, I had my little witchy time in Egypt and everything, and I got back and I was like really contemplating the meaning of life. Yes, I'm going to bring the Grinch up in a moment. I was thinking about the Grinch again because I do often, even though nobody apparently knows that. And it's like my Roman Empire. You know how
Mhm.
people would just like ask, like, how often do you think about the Roman Empire? Everyone's shocked how often their partner or like a guy thinks about the Roman Empire. Like maybe that's me with the Grinch. Like
Maybe,
nobody's ever
sure.
asked. So I'm like all the time. Um, but I don't even remember the point of the story except
You were
that
the meaning of life and how the Grinch is
oh, the
involved in
meaning
that.
of life. Oh, how the Grinch taught me that. So then I was like learning about chakras and I thought to myself, oh, like, you're trying to open your heart chakra. It's really it closes cuz life is hard and um when things happen and you get triggered like your heart closes. So I've been practicing to just open my heart and I was like thinking about this and then I read the book to Leona,
Mhm.
The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, and it was like, oh, his heart was too small, and then at the end it like grew in size, and I was like, that's so nice. I've been trying to work on like,
And
feeling into my heart and really opening it. And so I was like, wow, that's nice. And now he has a big heart and he shares with everybody and now they all love each other at the end and everyone gets fun presents.
I feel like I'm a bit Amelia Bedelia on that because when I was not to bring in another book reference, but when I heard that his heart grew 3 sizes, I literally thought anatomically my organs could grow.
Oh, and that's frightening, especially for someone with a future heart condition.
Yeah. All of a sudden I'm like, did it happen? I'm like, wait a
You're like,
minute.
uh-oh, I better shut this shit down before things get out of hand.
Let me
No,
tell
because
you,
they did make it scary, like it was like growing out of the
it looked like
machine. I
it looked
know.
like an electrical
And I think I
experience.
kind of always like ignored that. But then this year I read it and I was like, oh, okay, like symbolically, that's kind of nice.
Yes,
Like his
symbolically
heart
it's
grew,
very
I don't
sweet.
know. And that's like very blah and cliche, but I don't know. There's something about that movie that's always just like hit home for me. And I tried to not because I was like, I don't like the Jim Carrey one. And I was like, it's been overdone and stuff. But this year I was like, you know what? I'm going to reclaim it. I love the Grinch. And
Nice.
that's the real me. Okay.
Yeah, and by the way, what a Halloween treat for all of us. That should have been like a Christmas announcement, but
That's amazing. I showed up not even knowing it was our fucking Halloween episode. And I'm like, I'm actually ready. I prepared a conversation about the Grinch for today. Like,
I can't wait for Christmas when you're like, "So Halloween's my favorite tradition." And
I
I'm
know
like,
when I'm like,
"Great."
hey, let's talk about Grumpy Toad.
You know what's funny? I mean, I don't mind the cartoon one. I prefer the Jim Carrey one, but that's because I'm a big sucker for like sets and props and stuff. But
Yeah, well, I mean, I think like visually that one's really fun. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Um
I think it's just it scared me as a kid. Like he'd be like, and his in your face. He makes all those scary faces.
there is a regular at the dog park, a little puppy named Ziggy,
Hmm.
and we all call him Grinch Toes because
I love Grinchy
he's
Toes.
got like the most insane case of Grinchy Toes I've ever seen in my life. And
Oh my
I'm
god.
always like, it looks like he's got little carpet tufts just sticking
They
out of
like
his
yeah,
feet.
they like curl up. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Anytime I see him though, I think about the Grinch. So I
Grinchy
actually also think
toes.
of the Grinch every
See what
day.
I'm saying? Like, I wonder, can we ask everybody, like, how often do you think about the Grinch? Everyone's gonna be like, never, you fucking weirdo. Only when you bring it up once a year at Christmas time and then M forgets about it again.
You must have said at some point like, "Oh, I love the Grinch," but it was so in passing I didn't even catch it, you
And I
know?
think it's also like I always put it in the newsletter. And so, to me, it's become a bit because every year for like 5 years now, I've put it in the newsletter as like my recommended film. And Jess is always like, I know what to put. But it's not like you and I like, like I get the newsletter and I skim through it, but I don't like pay attention to whatever your annual recommendation for the Christmas movie is.
Sure.
So, like, I don't know. It would probably not have crossed your mind. So,
Yeah. So that's
it's
your
not you,
favorite
it's me.
that's fine. That's your favorite movie. Good to know. Favorite movie or
Apparently.
favorite Christmas movie?
I would say favorite Christmas movie,
Okay.
but it's a classic. Yeah, I would say favorite Christmas movie. Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you so much for asking the important questions when you're dressed as a fucking used condom wrapper.
You know, everyone deserves a soapbox.
That's beautiful.
So is that why you drink?
That is why I drink.
Okay, great.
Because I've been deciding to be more vocal about my love for the Grinch.
That's an important point on your journey, I think.
Thank you. It really feels like it.
Is there any other updates? Anything, how's tour going? Anything you would like to share with the class?
By the time this comes out, tour is over. I am sleeping. Actually, I'm going to a friend's wedding in Hawaii, so I'm like
Ooh, fun.
zip zap
Where
zooming away for a bit.
what what was I gonna say? How many more shows do you have left on your tour currently as we
One.
speak? Oh wow. Okay.
One.
How are you feeling about it?
Oh, I'm so amped. We were actually going to do a costume thing. And then today my brother called me and goes, I don't think I'm up for it. And I was like, oh, thank God, me
He can
neither.
have my
So I
costume.
think, oh my God, wait. I should please, okay, let me think about this because that could be very
Do you want me
fun.
to overnight it to you?
Can you imagine you ship that to me? I'm like, all I have to do is order a Frankenstein costume on DoorDash, I guess. And then I'll get what I'm looking for.
If you decide last minute you want it, I will send it to you because I certainly don't want it. I need it
You
or
know
want
what's
it
too
after
funny
this.
too is, or will be so funny is that this comes out after that show. So I'm gonna be like, I don't understand. Like, what's the joke? And then like a week later, it would all come to fruition. So
You know, the I just had a lunch with someone yesterday and they were like, "Oh, are you doing anything for Halloween? Maybe we can like hang out at your place and like give out candy."
feed the
Feed.
children of the
And
neighborhood.
I was like, "Oh yeah, I have I'm getting a costume tomorrow morning. I'll be Frankenstein." And now
Now
like
you're gonna
I'll be on a fucking registry. Like the
no, for real. The parents are gonna be like, okay, noted. That house is skipped every year.
Let me feed you as I'm dressed in a
Yeah.
costume.
Oh, the children are here to be fed. Oh my God.
Anyway,
Nightmare.
so I got to get another costume is basically what I'm saying to you.
Do you though?
And Hank is dressed as nothing. This is all his fault actually.
Actually, if only you'd never become a dog parent, then you would not be dressed as a silly condom.
You said it. Okay,
And my life
so
would be so much sadder.
I do have a story for you. I am going to take this thing off because fuck this.
I think it's time for
Okay,
you, for
I
your
also-
own sake.
Okay, more Dracula music, please. And I'm gonna save your eyes. Hang on.
Oh my God. I wish I kind of want to watch. I kind of don't want to watch.
Okay, that was an
Wow.
experience for all of us. Okay, what did you want? Oh yeah, raw.
There it is.
Um,
Doo-doo-doo.
really wish I could get the purple behind me all the way. But then that would require me holding it.
Oh, is that? I was like, it looks good like that. Oh, you're holding it up. That's
yeah.
gonna.
Instead, I can just kind of like nope. Okay.
Oh, well, it's not bad.
It's a half and half. I'm a child of the light and the dark. So
Wow, that's powerful.
thank you. Okay. Maybe I'll do this so it's a little spookier. I don't
I
know
feel like
what I'm doing.
you're
Help
acting
me.
a lot like me today. Just like kind of
Finally
making thumping noises with like mysterious equipment and like saying, "Ah, my glasses!" and like, I mean, it all just.
I do have an interesting energy today, and I don't really know what's
Yeah.
going on.
I mean, you were dressed as a condom for 15 minutes. That's probably what's going on.
I know that was a big time in my day. And I think I have therapy later, so that'll be something I probably talk
Thank
about.
God.
I recently went through my entire closet, everybody. And first of all, round of applause for me. Thank you so much. Second of all, now I have space to buy more clothes. And that is why I can always rely on Quince. Quince is our go to for quality essentials that feel cozy, look refined, and won't blow your budget. This does not make sense. I know, but I got myself some linen shirts. I know usually I'm like a graphic tee kind of person, but last time I went on Quince, I got myself this knit blazer, and I remember thinking, why did I buy that? It looked really good, so I bought it, and I was like, I'll find a reason. And I was like, that's not really my vibe to have a blazer. But you know what? Just recently, I went to my grandma's 90th, and I wore that blazer, and I looked really good doing it, by the way. People are going to look at me and go, okay, moneybags. Didn't really spend all that much. Don't worry, everybody. They partner directly with top tier ethical factories and cut out the middlemen. They deliver the luxury quality pieces at half the price of similar brands. Find your fall staples at Quince. Go to quince.com/drink for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too, my homeland, everybody. That's QUINCE.com/drink to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/drink. Hey, guess what I'm about to talk about? Fall is here, and you know what that means? Hearty meals, my number one favorite category of meals, and I get the best ones at our favorite. Hello, hello, hello. Fresh, fresh, fresh. It's just always delicious. I have yet to have a meal over there that I do not like, and my favorite part about all this is that HelloFresh has doubled its menu. So now you can choose from 100 options each week, including new seasonal dishes and recipes from around the world. You can dig into bigger portions that will keep everyone satisfied. I had a meatball ramen, chicken with an apple rosemary pan sauce, and I had this, I haven't had it yet. I'm having it tonight. This garlic lemon mustard salmon. Anyway, please go try it. We have talked about them forever. We love them so much. Filled with high protein and veggie packed recipes, HelloFresh now helps you eat greener with new veggie packed recipes that have 2 or more veggies. You are going to have a good time over there. I mean, literally just go. It's like shopping online, but for food. Are you kidding me? The best way to cook just got better. Go to hellofresh.com/drink10fm now to get 10 free meals plus a free item for life. That's 10 with a 10, everybody. One per box with an active subscription. Free meals applied as discount on first box and new subscribers only. It varies by plan. That's hellofresh.com/drink10fm to get 10 free meals and a free item for life. Okay, well, I do have a story for you. This was an interesting one because usually in case anyone is wondering my process, I know we've said it quite a few times that we both work differently when it comes to getting our notes, but I usually do about 6 to 12, depending on how long the topic is or how extensive it is. I do about 6 to 12 hours worth of like researching. Then I take all those notes and break it down. I usually start at like a very long page document and try to get it all whittled down to like one succinct page.
Yeah, I've been privy to this process, and it is like it's its own.
It
I don't
feels
even know how
like
to describe it.
psychosis. It feels like
It looks like psychosis.
I literally keep a score at the end of each of my documents. If you were to ever like get my computer and look at each
God
document,
forbid.
you
God
would
forbid.
see I always put the number of how many pages I started at the bottom because I always am curious. And
Right.
it's usually around like 150, which is crazy.
Like a 150. And
Yeah,
then Em will put it in like size, like what size font?
8.
8, size 8. Like just to give you an idea, on Google Docs the standard is 11. So then M goes size 8 and then starts like whittling bit by bit like a fucking Michelangelo, you
Well,
know.
thank you.
It's something. It really is.
Anyway, I appreciate your kind words. I say all that though to say this was interesting because all of this is probably the fastest I've ever done notes. I got all this from one article on Medium.
Oh.
Um I didn't find a lot more than this. This article was the most extensive one. I was like, well, I'm just gonna rock with this then. So I say that in case you want to go look at the article yourself. It is called American Ghosts. That is the name of the article.
Whoa.
And I don't know if you recall, Christine, but for our Halloween episode, I asked if you had a Halloween wish again. And do you remember what you said about what kind of story you would like?
Not even a little bit.
Okay. So you asked for a story where I don't even remember how you phrased it, but you said something
I'm
like
sure it was very smart.
it was something along the lines of like a ghost roommate, like living amongst a
Oh
ghost.
yeah, like having one in your house. Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, like living with them. Yeah, side by side. I remember. It was smart.
It was a very smart. I did
I
not.
yelled defensively at nobody but myself.
No, yeah, I never thought it was stupid at all. So
Ah.
I do remember kind of laughing in your face when you said it though, because I was like, oh, how am I even going to search that?
Yeah, you
But
were like, "Thank you for that vaguest fucking thing in the world," and I said, "You are
well,
so
no, because
welcome."
honestly, if I could go back in time and cover a story for your Halloween wish, I would have done that one where the people just lived amongst that like poltergeist who like threw knives and rocks at them. Remember that?
Oh
Like
yeah,
like
yes.
rocks would just fall from the ceiling and then like people started coming in and they lived there for like 4 years with a
And they
baby
were like,
and
"Whatever."
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
story I
That
would
was
have loved to
weird.
cover for you. But I already did it. So
But I
this is
requested the topic after you already covered it. So, oops, my bad.
just know that that's in a category world. That's my favorite one in the category so far.
Oh, okay.
This story literally was so underrepresented that it doesn't even have like a name, a title. So I'm just gonna call it by its street, which seemed that's what this article did. This is
Go by
the
its street name.
6304 Beryl Road Haunting.
The barrel. Okay, now is this a barrel like with bourbon in it, or is
No, Beryl like the
it's a
old
barrel
name, like
like the name? Okay, so
Beryo.
that's so fun though, because I like that because that's a name that gets me every time I'm like barrel, like a barrel.
We've done
We've
that.
had this conversation.
But I'm fully with you.
The barrel haunting. I
If
like it.
someone casually told me, "Oh, I'm on Beryl Road," there's only one barrel I'm looking for.
For real. And okay, Beryl Road Haunting sounds really good. Like it sounds
Okay.
like or the haunting at Beryl Road. The haunting
Oh,
on Beryl Road. Like,
now
come on.
Christine. Now
Now, Christine.
Christine, you know what you're
Listen.
doing.
I
Okay.
do. I
This
don't,
is
but thanks.
this is in Alexandria, Virginia, so my neck of the woods if you give me an hour.
Hmm.
And this was in 1981, and the main story is of a couple named Gary and Esperanza who went by Epi.
Oh, love
So
that. Gary,
Gary
you really you moved up with the on the what do you say? You
climbed the ranks in some way, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, if your name's Gary, you better hope you find an Esperanza to balance you out because
Yeah, or something that like rhymes with Gary to make it just like quaint and fun, but nothing in between.
that's true. So she went by Epi, and they were in their 20s, married couple, and they decided that they were going to move into this house together, and their friend Bruce was moving in with them. So it's Epi, Gary, and Bruce.
Mm.
And Gary was a furniture salesman. He was previously married, which does come up later. He was yeah, he was previously married, and they as soon as they move in, things feel a little off for them. They all notice that they're a little clumsy, that they're dropping things a lot, things are spilling or falling over, and I think they kept blaming themselves. It's unclear
Mm.
to me if those things were actually being knocked off the counter by themselves or like someone was pushing them or that they're like they had some sort of vertigo situation.
Right.
But
Sometimes I feel like this happens where I'll like lean something and like a few days later it'll fall and I'll be like, "Oh, that's probably just cuz I leaned it funny, but it is a little creepy because I'm like it's been like there for 3 days." You know what I mean? Like so maybe
mhm,
it's stuff like that where you're like, "Oh, I'm sure I just leaned it funny or like set it too close to the edge of the counter or,
yeah,
you know."
especially if you just moved into a place. I feel like I don't
Yes,
know
true.
enough yet to be like, "That was the ghost."
To avoid the corner where your hip's going to get fucking bruised every time you walk into the kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah. Another big thing that happened as they were moving in, or as soon as they moved in, excuse me, was that their dishes would break all the time.
Oh, well that's weird.
Yeah, which like I don't
Unless
know.
it's Bruce and he just like has a little bit of a strong hand with his fork or something.
He
But
just keeps
yeah.
swinging it into the sink when he's washing it too
he's,
hard.
he's like, is this how it works?
They also were all having issues with sleep. Epi, in particular, was having so many bad dreams that she was staying up at night,
Mm.
which I'm sure adds to her probable. I would imagine like the feeling of being crazy because you're like, I
Mm-hmm.
can't even sleep. The
Yeah.
couple joked around very early on that perhaps they had a ghost in the house.
Oh, that's always a red flag because it's true.
Like, ha ha, ha, don't joke too loud.
Ha 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 ha
Um,
ha.
but Bruce, he was a skeptic and he did not believe the couple. He did not really consider this place haunted. He was just like, we're all excusing the fact that we're
Of course he
apparently
didn't.
messes over here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in fact, later on, Epi she would wonder if the energy wasn't, I hope I'm saying this right, Oricha, which is
Mm.
she was I guess Cuban, and in Cuban culture, an Oricha is an unsolved spirit who attaches to vulnerable people. So
Oh, wow. Okay, so like unfinished business type thing?
maybe the way I understood it, it's truly just that definition in the article. Unevolved spirits is like just I would imagine just like a massive energy that just attaches
Oh,
to somebody.
unevolved. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, okay,
I might
okay.
have said something different back. No, unevolved spirits who attach to vulnerable people.
Gotcha. Okay, okay. Yikes.
Which it feels like it's almost just kind of like a cluster of energy trying to find someone to latch onto, right?
That got like yeah, like a tumbleweed,
Yes, yes.
but like an evil tumbleweed. You get it? You get what
I
I'm saying?
100%. Not to totally whitewash Orichas, but it's for
Right,
sure just an
right.
evil tumbleweed.
Hey, I'll explain this a little better. Hold on, everybody. Em just taught me the word, and here I go.
I will say evil tumbleweed does make the most sense to my brain. So,
I mean, it must be some type of spirit if it's
So
not an Orisha, it's something else.
yeah, and that was just her first thought was like, I wonder if that's what it is because something's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
A neighbor ends up going up to Bruce when I think he's like outside in the yard or something, and this neighbor just approaches him and was like, "Hey, do you know the history of the house you just moved into?" Beginning of every horror movie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um, and Bruce, of course, he's the perfect
The
person to be approached
skeptic.
because he doesn't give a shit, and he's like, "No, I don't, and I don't care." Um, but this neighbor said, "Just so you know, 8 years before you guys moved in," she probably didn't say it that way. She went like, "Yeah, 8 years back." I'm trying to think, how would she say it? Hmm.
Well, the more you think about it, probably the weirder it's gonna get when it comes out of your mouth.
Four
So,
score and 7 years ago.
yeah, yeah.
Basically, what she said is like a few years ago, a woman named Mary died by suicide in the house.
Oh
Just
no.
to give you a heads up now that you live in her old house. And her name
Uh-oh.
was Mary Conlon. I don't know if that matters later, but Mary Conlon. I also did these notes 2 weeks ago. So
Oh, I love that.
remember when I texted you and I was like, hey, I'm ready to record? And you're like, I'm in Texas.
I was like, that's fantastic. I'm so happy for you. I was literally at Bucky's and I was like, well, this is awkward.
I'm so jealous of you.
I should
Well,
have hopped on and been like, hi, I'm reporting live today.
well, no, just so you know how long ago it's been since I
I see.
looked at
That
this.
was a long time ago. That was multiple trips ago for
Yes.
yeah, wow.
Yeah. I think I've been on 3 trips since.
Mm-hmm.
Man, in case anyone's wondering what our recording scheduling is, I don't know. It
We
just
don't know.
it just shows up sometimes.
We just make our admin Katie miserable because she's like, what's happening? And we're like, we don't know.
We're
Oops.
just gallivanting. I don't know. Maybe it'll be more week by week now that we're both back. So
Hopefully. I feel like the holidays is like quieter time for us usually
Mhm.
because yeah, no
uh,
touring.
well, so okay, so she says, "Hey Bruce, just so you know, a woman died in there." Um, she goes on to say it was right before Halloween. I think the article said literally like the day before Halloween.
Ooh, okay.
She hanged herself in the basement.
Shit.
And Bruce, of course, which I think is kind of fucked up. Bruce didn't believe it. Maybe he believed that someone died by suicide, but he didn't fall for any like potential haunting
Right. He was like,
theory.
okay, like that's sad. Maybe he was like, that's sad, but irrelevant to
Sure.
us. Yeah.
And I have to hope that that's how he thought because the way that the article kind of made it sound was like he just didn't believe any of
He's
this and
like,
that it
I don't
was
care.
yeah, or like he like I don't know, maybe he was in denial and didn't want to live in a spooky place. I don't know.
Maybe he just didn't want to know. He's like, don't tell me shit like that.
Fair enough. And
Yeah.
so basically he did not tell Gary and Epi anything about this
No,
conversation.
that's not fair.
And I think he was like, they already think this place is haunted. Like, I don't want to give them more ammo.
Jeez.
Feels like something Allison would do. She'd be like,
It does.
she's
Yeah.
like, I just don't even want to feed into this with you.
Yeah, like I think it's safer that they don't know. Yeah.
And honestly, for science, maybe he was like, how about I say nothing and let's see what they come
That's actually a
come
very
into.
good point. And now I'm kind of coming over onto the other side, which is like fascinating. Maybe I would also do that just
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah. So let's just, it's like that TV show we keep referring to where
Uh-huh.
it's like one of us knows and one of us doesn't. Let's see what the other one figures out.
Yes. Yes.
So the friends, they are unaware, the married couple, they're unaware, but they are continually weirdly clumsy around this house. Their dishes are still breaking. They start smelling rotting flesh. I didn't write this in the notes, but I remember it being mentioned a lot in the article that the rotting flesh smell was coming from like their kitchen drain.
Oh God. Ew.
So in my mind, I would have first justified that with like the last people to live here put something disgusting in or something
Yeah, and
died
it's
down
like
there.
stuck. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I would have justified that early on, but they start smelling really like rotting flesh from down there. And not only that, but I guess whenever the smell would come out, there would also be like smoke that came out of the kitchen drain, which I can't justify. Then there started to be sounds in the basement, which is where the woman died
no.
by suicide.
Oh no.
Maybe it's because the couple believed in ghosts or because Bruce knew the history and actively ignored the weird activity, but things happened noticeably more often to the married couple than to Bruce. So, um I really do think it could have just been because he just shut it off. He was like, I don't want to know
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
that. And they were like feeding into that, right? So,
Right.
um and or maybe because they were on high alert about it, they were clocking more things than he
Mhm.
was, you
Like
know?
maybe he was writing stuff off and they were
Yes.
not. Yeah.
But also, how do you write off smoke and rotting flesh smells in your kitchen? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you did the rotting flesh part. The
That's true.
smoke, I guess it depends on if there's a disposal, but this is like what, the 80s, so probably not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
So this especially the spirits or the activity seem to focus more around Epi and not Gary.
Uh-oh.
Although he also believed in the ghosts, Epi was kind of the main victim here.
Mhm.
She would feel the most nauseous when she would come home from work or whenever she would come from being outside. It's kind of like when you're those stories of the people who are possessed when
Oh, yeah.
they would like feel like terrible and have a horrible personality and they were kind of being fed off of when they're at home, but then when they would leave they'd be like I feel fucking great.
Like a different person.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was happening to her. The dishes broke around her the most. She was still losing
Ooh.
sleep from the dreams that she was having, and one morning she went down to the kitchen. Everyone's still asleep, so she's down there by herself, and she walks in and she sees a woman sitting at the table holding a mug. And the woman stared into Epi's eyes and smiled. And in this moment, Epi fully freezes, sleep paralysis way, and like a I can't move kind of vibe. And the woman says, "This is a quote: Hi, Epi. You may think your life is perfect, but when you're at work, I'm here with your husband."
What the fuck?
Like that feels like some Maury shit, like some Jerry Springer. It's like
Literally get the cameras in now.
and then
Holy shit, TLC, look out, Bravo.
so she's frozen. This fucking person who should not be in her house is sitting at her table holding her mug and smiling. Yuck. And then
Yeah.
saying this shit about like I'm at home with your husband.
What the fuck?
And then the walls begin to breathe and they
Huh?
slowly fade into blackness until there's nothing but complete blackness behind this woman.
She's a fucking showman, huh? She's like, let me do a little performance art for you.
I know, exactly. And in this moment, Epi's paralysis breaks, and all of a sudden she just full blown lunges at this woman.
Oh my god, so she's actually awake. Like she was like walking around. Like she wasn't like dreaming this.
Well, so then she felt something yank on her arm,
Oh.
and she woke up to Gary holding her down in the midst of her having an intense full body dream. So you clock that.
Yuck. I have goosebumps. That's gross.
But Epi certainly remembered this dream, and I mean, she was in the middle of like, you know what? Good for her. She was trying to beat that girl's ass. She was like, "Get the
Seriously.
fuck out of my house."
But you know that infuriating moment where you lunge and then they disappear and it's like, well, fuck me. Now I look like an idiot. You know?
I want to hear you.
That's just-
I'm going to repeat it back to you. You know when you lunge and then she disappears? No.
And but you know, okay, let me rephrase
I
that.
know
You know
what
when
you
you're
meant.
watching a movie and it's like, oh, I'm gonna get that, and it like disappears, or they like whoosh somewhere else, or they have
Uh-huh.
some sort of power or whatever, and it's like you can't catch them, and it's I don't know, maybe I'm just
No, it was just funny how you said it. It's like, you know when you're like beating her ass and then all of a sudden she's not a real person, and I'm like,
isn't that frustrating?
as I'm putting the straight jacket on you, yeah, girl, I
Yeah,
know.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes, totally.
I feel
We've
like
all
that's something
been
you're gonna say
there.
when they put
We
you in the
all
padded
get
walls
it.
later.
You know, she just disappeared.
I know. Let's put on your grippy socks. I know.
Yep. Don't worry about it.
So it was after that night. I mean, that was a pretty intense dream. I would be terrified of that dream for
Oh,
the rest of my
terrible.
life.
And I mean, it's like it introduced itself to you. Like, I don't like that.
It was after this night that the activity picked up, and by summer, the ghosts were like really here. They
Ew, it feels like it like started a open something, that dream,
Mhm,
you know?
mhm. Uh,
Yuck.
yeah, and I don't know if it was because the dreams got that intense and now they're like finally like close enough to her, or if it was like, oh, she lunged, like we're all fighting now, you know?
Right. Like it was that the trigger to like make it all
Which like, what do you think is gonna happen when you're a ghost saying, "I'm with your husband"?
well,
Like,
that's probably what they wanted. They probably wanted her to react so that now they can be like,
interesting.
aha, it's on, you know, like baiting her,
Yeah, you know what? Maybe.
rage baiting her in her
It
own
worked.
home. That's sad.
And so she heard the whole house. They heard sounds all over the place for no reason. There were obvious footsteps when all of them were not upstairs. Constant breaking dishes. The smoke came out of nowhere in the kitchen all the time, and it still reeked of rotting flesh all the time. Up until this point, Bruce was in denial that anything could be here because he was like, I don't want to know anything about this.
Sure.
But then one day, Epi saw that her locked car had moved itself in the driveway.
What?
it had picked itself up and put itself in a way in the driveway where it was now blocking the driveway in a way where they could not get out if they wanted to.
Oh my god, I was picturing like it moved a foot sideways, but it like literally just totally
It did a 3-point turn and it
oh holy shit. And he's like, there's no way a woman could have done that. This
Yep.
must be a ghost.
I mean, it parked so perfectly and
It's
females
not
and driving.
that's not possible.
Yeah, it is weird that that's the thing that tricked him because
Right.
that's the one I would explain away the most and be like, someone moved the car and I didn't see it happen.
Right. I feel like that's the most like physical one that could be explained by a person doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess the car, this is a quote, is that the car was aimed squarely at the house as if waiting to crash through the wall.
So it's like a threat.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
feels, yeah. So I think that's when he was like, oh, okay. Um, Gary actually yelled at Bruce about it, thinking that he must have done it to prank them, which, like,
Hilarious.
I know. And I wonder, I don't know the ins and outs of their dynamic, but I imagine Bruce had been telling them the whole time, like, it isn't real, it isn't real. And so then when this car thing happened and it feels like a direct threat, Gary's like, well, you obviously don't believe in this shit. So, like, you
Fucking
did this to
explain
us.
yourself then.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It is
Meanwhile,
about time he explains himself, frankly, if he's still saying this isn't real. You know what I mean?
yeah. And so this was the beginning of a rift for them where, like, Gary was like, you did it. And
Oh,
Bruce was
this is
like,
how
no,
it
I didn't.
happens. It feels like this is how it always goes.
And it does feel like that with
They pit
poltergeist.
them
I feel like
against each other.
the men always get violent and angry with each other, and the women
Right.
always kind of get into this weird lull where they don't know what's happening, or
And they
they.
almost get like victimized in other ways, like dreams and that kind of thing. Yeah.
Mhm.
Ooh, little.
So Eppie decided to investigate, and eventually she was able to figure out Mary's death. And so which, like, I guess it probably wasn't that hard of an investigation.
did
Just
he
go knock
finally
on the
tell
neighbor's
her?
door. No.
Oh, okay.
In his defense currently, I don't think she knew he knew either. I think she was
I
about to,
see.
like, give them breaking news, and then Bruce has to awkwardly go, yeah, I know.
Okay. So she finds out also on her own. Okay.
Yeah, and they did use the word investigate, I think, in the article, and in hindsight, I'm like, that chatty little fucking neighbor probably just told her,
She was like, yeah, I know, but I would be like, oh, I've investigated the situation, so I
Yeah,
get it.
Detective Eppie on the case, yeah.
I mean, maybe she went to the library. That takes a whole trip, and
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was the 80s, it's not like she could just give it a goog,
perfection. Give it a goog.
So, she was able to figure out who Mary was, that Mary died, after a previous suicide attempt 8 weeks before. So this was not her
jeez.
first attempt.
No.
And after she passed, her husband actually stayed in the house, remarried, and it happened to be someone who was 10 years younger than Mary was.
Oh, jeez.
And in that moment, because remember I told you earlier that Gary had been married in the past?
Yes.
So I guess in this moment, Eppie had a personal moment of empathy for Mary, being like, I can't
Oh.
imagine being a ghost and having to live in the house that you planned on having your whole life in with your
Oh,
husband,
with your
and
partner.
now
Yeah.
he's having this life in this house with somebody else, and you
Yeah.
just have to watch it because you're stuck here.
Yeah.
So that gave her a little bit of I don't know, warmth, compassion for Mary's ghost that
Mhm.
was potentially haunting them, and she decided, well, Mary has never done anything harmful to us. And so she can stay. And she basically said, as long as you stop breaking things, you can stay.
Okay. All right. I guess that's a good boundary.
Like, dishes are getting expensive, bitch. Like,
I think there
figure it
might
out.
right for real, and with again, no Amazon, no like you gotta go to a store and buy that. Forget it.
Exactly. It's like the dishes are expensive. The gas to get the dishes are
It's
expensive.
a lot of work.
So after accepting her, bringing her into the fold, the hauntings actually became less scary and more silly.
She's like, actually, I just wanted to be your friend the whole time. Oh
I'm
my
so glad we're
God.
bonding because I am actually just a goober and I just wanted to
Yeah, I
hang out
can't
with
wait for
you.
you to see my real personality. What the fuck?
So I guess now it's more like balloons popping, papers were floating around, small items would fall, but nothing would break.
I feel like you're like, haha, hey girl,
Yeah, exactly. I'd be like,
thanks.
honestly, and this is for your Halloween wish, someone just living amongst the ghosts. And I feel like if I had to experience that and I
Yeah.
came to terms with this, like, this girl who was like,
Yep.
she just was depressed and like, we're all going through stuff and
We get it.
she
Yeah.
lives here with us. Like, I just pour her like like a red wine every night. Just be like, sip on
Yeah.
this, babe.
Sit down. Like, you deserve a break.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. So
And stop touching
in my
my
mind, that's how
china.
things are. Or like how she's living with her husband and another man. I feel like she would like Jim Halpert to like nothing and go, girl,
Yeah.
men, am I
Oh,
right?
please.
When you're like gossiping and then she disappears.
You know, when you're just like lunging at her. You
Can
know
you
how that happens,
over that first
guys?
glass, they had to go, girl, I'm so sorry I jumped
Oh
you.
my
Ugh.
god. And like also like I'm sorry I was flirting with your husband this whole time.
Yeah, that was
He was
crazy.
he was really into it though, so
Yeah,
awkward.
I do wonder. No, it feels like they never resolved that first
That's what
conflict.
I wonder. I'm like, are they ever going to talk about that? No?
I
Okay.
guess not. Maybe when she gets a Ouija board or something. But
All right, fine.
so after coming to this truce, the confirmation of the hauntings existing, kind of leaked because the couple, they were like, let's figure out more
We
information
got it.
here.
Yeah.
They ended up reaching out to the American Institute of Parapsychology. And there was a guy there named Dr. McLennan, and he was very excited to help. He actually became a regular at the house, and he was constantly there to like surveil what was going on and
I love it. He's
observe.
like, I'm ready to constantly be at your house. Here I come.
He's
It's
like,
like, that's not quite what I asked.
give me an address. I'm here now.
Give me a fucking key, actually, because I'm going to be here all the time.
He really was. He was there a lot, and for
Oh,
not every day, but he made a lot of appointments at home calls, I guess, throughout for months.
Jesus. Wow. Okay.
And he witnessed no activity.
What? Sorry, that
That
was so loud. Wow.
The housemates claimed that there were many experiences each month, but Dr. McLennan noticed that they would attribute a lot of those to like random instances that could have totally not been paranormal. Maybe they were, but like,
You just
something
couldn't.
falls and it could have been
Yeah.
a wind
Yeah.
draft and nobody's even considering that.
Sure. Okay.
So Dr. McLennan's like, I hear you, but I'm here a lot and I haven't
Uh
seen
huh.
anything. And the couple basically wondered if Dr. McLennan, um, if he if he never witnessed anything because Mary didn't want to be observed like that. That was their next justification of like,
Right.
well, she is
She's
here, but when he's around, all of a sudden she
right.
is tight-lipped.
Which I feel like we hear in some of these stories, like that. Oh, the ghosts just act differently when they're being like filmed or like they don't
Yeah,
come out. You know. Yeah.
yeah. So after I guess they thought that maybe Mary was upset with them ever calling somebody in. After Dr. McLennan's visit, they kind of got a confirmation. I guess after this big visit where he said, "Well, nothing's going on."
Right.
It seems like that's when Mary maybe showed truer colors again, and maybe they were onto something with her being upset that she was being studied.
Ah, she's like, I thought we were friends.
Because then the dishes started rattling in the sink again, which hadn't happened since their truce.
Oh.
The dark smoke reappeared, and to me, it feels like it was as if like their like little handshake agreement was off
Had
now.
been violated. Yes, and
Yeah,
she's like, no more. Okay.
yeah. So the couple overlooked it, and they decided instead we're gonna do a séance.
Interesting choice. Okay.
I guess that was Dr. McLennan's suggestion of like, I'm not
I'm
seeing
sure it
anything,
was.
but maybe have a seance and see if something else comes up.
Maybe why don't you have a seance?
Why don't you
That'll help.
why don't you really ruffle some feathers?
Thanks. And I'm not going to be there, I assume, or is he there?
I think he's there. I'm not sure. I think he was
He
there though.
probably is there. What? Who am I kidding? Of course he's there.
If it was his suggestion and he's a new researcher
Exactly.
at an institute, I'm sure he wants to be there.
He
So
probably, and he really keeps showing up to find this ghost. Like he really wants it to be real. You know.
yeah, maybe Mary just hates him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe
It's
she's
could.
just
I
like,
mean,
get
I would
out.
hate him if he was just like constantly barging into my home. You know, to
hmm
like look for me. God.
So they do this seance. After the seance, there is noticeably less activity. Um, and 9 months in to having lived there, this is all within 9 months, apparently. Bruce moves out, and a new housemate moved in named Cindy. She was not a fan of Mary's at all.
Uh-oh. Mary just can't catch a break with these tenants.
She's
Okay.
like, I'm stuck here. You can leave if you
She's like,
don't like
yeah,
it.
that's the problem. Like, I'm like here, ride or die. You got to make it work, not me.
Well, so Cindy pretty much immediately was like, there's a woman in my window. Like, I hate this. Please make it stop. And
I'm not having this. There's a woman in my window. Oh yeah, did we not tell you about my Oh, oops.
she loves the view from up there. So Cindy claimed that there was a woman in her window multiple times and
Oh
would
god.
describe the woman, and it happened to look exactly like the woman from Epi's dream. And you know,
She's in
Epi's
the window. Oh no.
all of a sudden, I feel like Epi was like, I kind of get why Bruce didn't say shit to me because now I don't want to say anything to this
I
woman.
agree with you. I agree with you.
I think it's like,
Like, what
oh,
do you
how
do?
the turntables, you know?
How the turntables. That's right.
So, Halloween weekend, 1981.
Oh, what a time.
This is now, I mean, this is their first Halloween here, and they have a literal fucking ghost. And the Alexandria Journal actually did a fluff piece on their house for spooky season, which is fun.
Okay, that's fun.
So other people know about it, and everything seems lighthearted enough. Although I guess Cindy knows because she opened up the Alexandria Journal that day, I bet, and was like, "What? Well, that makes
Yeah,
sense."
Cindy was probably like, Jesus Christ. Okay, that explains a lot.
Well, eventually she moves out, and then two new housemates move in together. It's two guys named Joe and Evans with an S,
Okay.
and their dogs. They all move into the house, so it's now
Wow.
a fucking zoo, I guess.
I
There.
love that this couple's like, actually, let's bring in more animals and people. Let's, instead of like getting rid of one person,
I
let's
know.
add 4 more beings to the house.
At this point, I'd be like, Mary, you pay part of the rent, and then it can just be the two
Seriously.
of us. During this time, the activity was very minimal, and I remember in the article it said something like, Joe and Evans, I think, were younger. It became a bit of a party pad, and so I think no one was paying attention if there was like loud music and people coming in and out all the time. I think it just,
Right.
nothing was really going on. It stayed that way for many months, but then it picked up again, and this time it felt very threatening.
Oh.
One time Epi fell down the stairs and swore that the rug had been pulled out from under her.
Oh
I,
no.
she's probably like, "Why are all these fucking frat guys in my house all of a sudden?" Like,
Yeah, actually, all of this sounds really bad. I would probably, I mean, maybe not push someone down the stairs. That's a little much, but like,
I get it
I
though.
don't know. I'd knock a few glasses and plates over, maybe.
Yeah, and like if they know that this is a haunted house and there's a bunch of like young guys drinking, someone probably said something offensive about her.
I
Like, this
mean,
place is haunted by
there's
some
not a
bitch,
chance
something
in
stupid.
the world that that's not true. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, it's
100%.
someone who would buy a condom costume instead of a Frankenstein costume would certainly go.
For
And Mary
sure.
could smell it. And she was like, "Get out of my house."
And like to comment and then like to think like, oh, she died by suicide. Who knows what kind of
Mhm.
comments that was all about. Yeah. Yeah.
Especially in
Yeah.
the
I feel like
80s. Yeah.
recipe for disaster. Yeah.
So another time that it felt threatening was that in the shower, um, while
Well,
in the
this is a
shower,
bad start.
yeah, I was like, "What?" I haven't read these notes in 2 weeks, and I was like, "What am I about to say?"
In the
While in the shower,
shower.
the bathroom door opened by itself, and
Mm.
she had to like lean out of the shower to push it closed. The door opened again. She had to lean out and push it closed. And then it kept
Don't do it.
happening. So like your whole shower's ruined, first of all.
First of all, you
Water
can
all over
never
the
get
floor.
perfectly warm, and that sucks.
And it just kept happening, but it just felt very menacing. And the way that Epi described it was like this is the first time she's ever interacted with me when I'm like naked and vulnerable.
Yeah.
Those were the words, naked and
Yeah, I
vulnerable.
don't love that. I really don't.
Um then the kitchen kept having the rotten smell again.
Oh no.
One night, Joe and Evans were home alone, and they heard a noise that was apparently, there's a quote, as loud as a bullhorn. And then the other guy said, like a bull or an elephant in a tin can factory. That's as loud. What a specific way to say that.
One of them's moving on up to the Alexandria Journal any day now. That with that kind of fucking vocabulary. Wow. Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But they were by themselves, and all of a sudden they heard this crazy fucking sound. And um, despite being alone, they swore by it. And I'm sure Epi and Gary were like, "We get it. We believe that."
Yeah. Welcome to our lives. Welcome.
What people started thinking was really weird, especially like their surrounding friends. Epi and Gary had lived with this thing for like over a year now, I think, and they had always seemed fine with it. But out of nowhere, even though they're in their 20s, Epi made a will.
Uh-oh.
So I mean, the fact that it's making all these sounds that sound like a bull in a something factory. The door keeps opening and closing while they're in the shower. Maybe someone got pushed down the stairs. Like, it just feels menacing now.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
fact that Epi wrote a will makes me think that there were a lot more things that happened that we don't know about, and
Right.
she was getting
Especially if
freaked
she
out.
had that like really chilling dream where she like encountered that woman and had an actual conversation with her. Like who
Hmm.
knows if another one happened or
Yeah, or
if she lunged again, you know? I don't know.
it also makes you wonder, like, was Mary ever nice to her, or was that a ploy to get closer?
Right, good point. Like was it a phony? Oh, yuck. That's creepy. I didn't even thought of that.
Like, she showed her true colors in the dream and then was playing nice to get closer so
And
she
was
could
like,
maybe
"Okay,
feed
we
off
can
of
be
her.
friends, but I'll still be flirting with your husband while you're at work, whatever that means."
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then try to push you down the stairs. I don't know.
Uh,
Um, then one night they all go out to a party, and when they come back, oh my god, I forgot about this part. Oh, Christine,
oh. Oh no.
this is why. Okay, hmm, okay, I'm touching on your turf now.
Oh, okay.
This is,
I'm
I think,
intrigued.
a first for me on my end.
Okay.
They all go out to a party, and
Uh-oh.
they came back home and went to sleep, and a fire started in the kitchen. Instead of it smoking, a fire finally ignited.
Out of the sink?
I guess out of the sink. We don't know where the fire
Jesus
started, but it was somewhere in the
God.
kitchen.
Okay.
The fire grew out of control almost instantly, and Joe and Evans were able to escape,
No.
but Epi and Gary did not survive.
Okay, so you hear living among the ghosts and you bring me, hey, this is the first story where a ghost murdered someone.
Yeah.
I mean,
For a while,
okay.
they lived with them. We've,
That is actually, I mean, of all the scary stories, that's fucking terrible and terrifying.
yeah.
So you really nailed it with that, the
I remember
Halloween
thinking for
aspect.
Halloween, this was going to be like
It's
a
a really
different story.
that's a creepy one, I'm not gonna lie.
Um,
Holy shit, she died. They died, both of them?
yeah. Yeah. And when fire officials, this is one of those sad fun
What
facts.
the fuck?
When fire officials arrived, the shift commander on duty that responded to the call was the same one who came to the house when Mary died. And even responded that now both deaths that have happened in this
Uh,
house happened on a Sunday before dawn.
oh my god.
So I wonder if it was like Mary's anniversary or something like that.
Well,
I
it
don't
wasn't
know.
Halloween, was it? That
Oh,
the
right,
fire?
it wasn't. Yeah.
It wasn't?
No.
That
Um,
is just beyond, dude. What?
yeah. The
I don't think I
fire.
ever knew there was a story like that. I mean, that's probably why there's not much on it, because like
Yeah, well,
it's
because
over.
who wants to report, quote factually about like a ghost murdering somebody?
Zach Bagans does,
Zach
for
Bagans
sure.
says.
And I think he probably just doesn't even know about it. But it's like once they die, well, there's not much else you can do at this point. It's like the
Yeah,
story's like kind of over unless something happens with the next people who live there.
and I wonder how they even got the information about Epi and Gary's haunts before this, because usually you would think like, let's go back in time and see how this all played out or why we think a ghost is involved.
Yeah. I
Um,
wonder if like if Bruce or one of them
hmm.
told the story. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if it was like a compilation of everybody else's memories of them.
Yeah, yeah. Like, oh, this happened and this happened. Yeah. Ooh. And then there
Well,
was that article about the house,
yeah,
right?
the
So there
fluff
was that
piece, yeah.
too. Yeah, yeah.
So the fire was ultimately deemed an accident. However, it was mentioned that it began directly above where Mary was found.
Jesus Christ. I
So
mean,
it was right where she passed. It was on a Sunday before dawn, just like when Mary died, and the same shift commander came out to the house for both calls, which is
it's
just an extra
just
eerie.
so chilling. Yeah, it's eerie. It like whether it's a coincidence or not, like it's very eerie.
Yeah. They after they passed, newspapers ran with articles titled "Ghost Suspected as Cause of Fire That Killed Two People." So like
Ooh.
it was actually, headlined or I don't know about headline, but it was written with the thought in mind that like a ghost killed
It
these
was
people.
already like part of the story. Yeah. Wow.
This is these headlines that I'm saying headlines, I don't know what the right word is, but the titles of these articles saying that the ghost might have been the murderer. This makes this case this story one of the few times that something paranormal is suspected as a cause of death in someone's. I mean, isn't that fucking crazy?
It is, because sometimes we talk about that where we're like, oh, do you think like if a knife, like remember we've talked about when people's like tools or knives or other weapons like start moving, and
Mm-hmm.
you hear those stories where like a knife flies right past your head and sticks into the wall, and you and I've always wondered, like, is it because they can't kill you? Like, is there some sort
Yeah.
of universal law where they like can't exactly kill you, or is it like they're playing with you, or is it like? But this is like,
Yeah. This
ooh, this
weirdly,
feels chilling. I mean, and the fact that like maybe they could have escaped, but they didn't, and so maybe it was it's awful. It's awful.
I mean, like the fact that Joe and Evans, I mean, they said that by the time they woke up, the house was fully on fire. Like there was no
Oh,
going back in and
Jesus
helping anybody.
Christ. Wow.
Um,
That's
so
crazy.
so it could have been Mary that ended up killing them. We don't know, but and there could have been other spirits on the property, or to be honest, it could have been an electrical problem or like a. It sounds like
Yeah.
I don't know enough about if they ever called the plumber for the sink or if they ever called an electrician to see if there was any like old loose wires or
I mean, I
something.
like to think that that one guy who was like trying to find evidence at least like dug into some of that, you know?
Yeah,
But
I
who
hope he did.
knows?
I hope he did. But because it could have just been. I mean, there have the closest thing we ever had to a house fire. Knock on wood, that this is all we ever have to deal with. But when I was a kid, it actually felt very eerie to me. I remember waking up in the middle of the night and telling myself I needed to go stand in the hallway. And truly,
Oh yeah. I
if there
remember this story.
were if there was a ring camera to like catch this, it would have looked so fucking eerie because I just stood in the hallway and just looked at a light for like 5 minutes and then it caught on fucking fire. And
Dude.
isn't that like I just had a hunch and
I
I
don't
didn't
know, Em. Now that I hear it again, I'm thinking maybe you set it on fire by staring at it.
if on a ring camera it would have looked like I telepathically started a fire for
Like
sure.
pyrokinesis.
But I remember just feeling like I needed to be awake, feeling like I needed to go in the hallway and just look at the light, and it just ignited, and I immediately turned the light switch off. I was like a kid, I didn't know what to do, and I just screamed, "Mom!" and the firehouse came, and
Oh my
basically there was
God.
some random electrical wiring faulty thing that happened in the
Dude,
attic.
somebody fucking woke you up.
I know,
What do you
which
think it was? Or do
I
you think it
don't.
was just your own like intuition?
I mean, there's always the theory that it was future me. There's all the
Right. I do like that theory because that feels like right now you could be like, "Oh yeah, I better go back and tell myself
I
so
do
I
that
don't
all the time in
forget."
my head. I'm like,
I do that
in
too.
case this is the moment, you need to wake up and
I do
go
that too.
look at the
Sometimes
light.
I think about like a moment in time and I'm like, "Oh, let me just like pop in real quick and say
Yeah,
like, "Hey."
yeah. So it could have been that, could have been my grandpa. There was also a lot of ghosts. There was like I told you there's like that really
Like
creepy
on the
ghost that was in my
property.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yes,
There was
yes,
that
yes.
one
That
ghost in my bedroom. He might have known something was gonna happen. But it was very I should have not been awake. I should have not been out of my room. Why would I look at that light the way
I
that I
mean,
did?
that's just fucking creepy, dude. And
It
your mom finds you out there like
I was screamed until she
in the
woke up and I was
hallway.
like, "Get out here.
Holy
There was a fire."
shit. There was
Um
a fire. Jesus Christ.
And also, like, I turned off the light so quickly, it didn't really the ceiling looked a little, like, singed, but you like, there
I mean,
it
thank God. Like, but
I know. The fact that it happened
Jesus
that eerily
Christ.
tells me if I didn't wake up, we would have died, for
Yeah,
sure.
like there's like a reason you woke up and did it right away, for sure. Like there's no
Yeah.
other way. I did I ever tell you my my fire story? I'm sure I did on the podcast, but
Alright, tell
like
it again.
for many years I probably haven't told it, but when I was young, we had my parents were divorced also, and at my dad's house, we were there, well, I think one evening a week on a school night, and then one night a week on the weekends was like the custody arrangement. And on the weekends, we were not allowed to like see a friend or like go to a friend's house. That was just the arrangement. Like you're coming to see your dad and stepmom, and you're not doing social thing. Like there's no social things and there's no homework. So all that shit has to get done at your mom's. So we'd like go and be like, okay, we're here to participate in whatever. Like we lose agency here. We just show up and we're like, okay. So that's how it was my whole life. And I never, ever, ever, ever had visited a friend like on a Saturday. I had a terrible social life, obviously, because it would be like a Saturday, and I'm like, I'm not allowed to leave my house for like I'm not. And so
Woo! Just
I
hang out in
know
the
it
graveyard.
sucked. No, it wasn't even the graveyard house. That was a fun
Oh.
house. My dad's house was out in the fucking creepy ass woods. And so then I'm like stuck there. And one day I went over there on a Saturday, and for some reason, it was like, I think it was eighth grade. And I said to my I know it was maybe ninth grade, and I said to my dad and stepmom, like, I was not this ballsy usually, but I was like, I want to go stay over at Renee's house for a sleepover. And they were like, absolutely not. And for some fucking reason, I like doubled down and I was like, I'm going. You can't stop me. I don't
Oh.
know. We just were like gonna have a fun night. And I was like, I'm going. You can't stop me. So finally I wore them down and they dropped me off. And I remember like we had a really fun sleepover. And the next morning I slept until like 11 a.m. and I woke up freaking out because I'm like, oh my God, my dad and stepmom were going to kill me. They were going to pick me up at like 6:30 in the morning. And like, so I like wake up and I'm looking at my phone and there's just like nothing on my phone. And I'm
Mm.
like, oh, maybe they forgot about me. So then I'm like, hell yeah. So then we just spend the rest of the day hanging out.
That's awesome.
And eventually my stepmom calls and I'm like too scared to answer. And she calls again and I finally pick up and she's like, oh, did you hear what happened? And I'm like, from who? I've
Yeah,
just
what are
been
you
here.
talking
Like
about?
you forgot I existed, I
Did
guess. But I
you
was like,
did you hear
yeah,
over here that I'm waiting for you?
yeah, where are you? And so I'm like, okay, what happened? And she goes, oh, apparently what happened was in the middle of the night, an electrical fire started in our ceiling on the second floor in a light switch, kind of like yours, or a light fixture, in the hallway outside my bedroom. And my room was like completely destroyed. Like my bedroom was completely destroyed. And my dad and stepmom were having their bedroom renovated. So they were actually sleeping like it was like it's like a short but like long house. So they were at the all the way at the other end in the guest room. And they didn't even notice it. They actually woke up when a fire truck drove up the driveway.
Are you
And my
kidding me?
dad apparently stood up and looked out the window in his bathrobe and said, why is there a Greyhound bus in our driveway? Like he literally didn't know what was going on. My brother is like asleep, I said, guess. Oh no, he was at Latin convention. That's what saved him. He was at Latin convention.
I've never heard
Anyway,
anything more fucking Alexander Schiffer than
so nerdy. I know. And it saved, and then they basically the whole second floor had to be, it was like completely
Oh
destroyed.
my
And
God.
they were like, yeah, if you hadn't been, you probably wouldn't have been in the fire, but smoke inhalation probably would have got you. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? And so, anyway, that's my story of also the time that I
So
escaped a
weird.
fire somehow. But it was the one night, and I remember going like, I won't give up on this. Like, this is a hill I will die on because I think I was going to
I'm surprised
otherwise.
that Renee has not over romanticized the I will not give up on us.
You know what? I feel like maybe she doesn't even remember. You know, those stories where you're just
She
like,
remembers everything.
she probably does. She probably remembers more than I do.
Question, were the renovations the reason or uh,
No, it was
okay,
like no, their room was like downstairs and they were just like redoing like the bathroom or something down there. And
interesting.
then on the second floor, like we just had our bedrooms up there, that's it, and a bathroom. And for some reason that fixture up there, it's like an old ass house too, and it like started in the attic. And my stepmom was like, "Oh, my furs." And I was like, "Oh, Christ.
Oh
Renee,
my
can I
God.
live with you?" Anyway,
I don't think I
so
might have known if you told that story, it was so long
it was
ago.
probably like the first week of the podcast because I was like, let's all tell our scary stories, Em. And then we probably never told them again. But
I
yeah,
feel
it's just
like
weird.
that's so weird that we both have a
Like,
light right outside of our bedroom
yeah,
in the
that's true.
hallway.
I didn't put it together.
Oh.
Yeah, I forgot my brother's at Latin convention. That makes me laugh. Anyway.
It makes everybody laugh, don't worry. So, okay, the last thing I'm going to say about this haunting, because I thought we would need a palate cleanser. I didn't know we would do it
Mm-hmm.
ourselves because we're that good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but before Mary lived here, there actually was another person who lived here that was super interesting. His name was Lieutenant Colonel William Jordan or Will Jordan, and he was a test patient for MK Ultra.
What? Oh my God.
And after his time being tested on, hang on, my dog learned to hit the bells when he wants to go pee. We'll have to do that after this. Um,
He's so smart.
hang on, puppy.
He's so smart.
1 second. You can wait, okay? Um, so yeah, he was a test patient for MK Ultra, and after his time being tested on, he suffered a lot. Like after his time being there, he was having like grand mal epilepsy.
Wow. Well.
He potentially had reproductive issues that was hurting his wife. And he actually lived in this house. It's Alexandria. He wanted to be close to DC so he could try to get medical follow-ups for patients. He was like protesting and trying to campaign
Oh
for
my
MK Ultra patients
God.
to like have their voices heard. Um anyway, so some like to attribute the added dark energy of the hauntings
Yeah.
to like whatever he was dealing with. But I thought it was
Brought there.
interesting.
That's
Yeah.
fascinating, and also, like, to think the neighbor was like, "Hey, you wanna know what happened at this house?" And Bruce is like, "Fuck no." And it's like, "Yo,
Yeah.
even if you don't believe in ghosts, like, there's so much interesting shit that happened,
I
like,
know. It could have
why
been like
would you be an asshole about it?"
they could have been like the guy who created Tootsie Rolls lived here. And I'm like, shit, that's
That you know
awesome.
what? Can you imagine?
Oh, Christine, I need to
Wow.
talk. Speaking this Halloween, this is the episode to do it. I discovered a new old people candy, and I'm
Tell me.
obsessed.
You know I love old people candy.
Mary Jane's.
I don't know
No.
that one. No.
It takes my breath away. I literally, it should be getting here today. I
It's not a
literally,
marijuana situation, right? It's that old
no,
that it's not reference to marijuana.
it's, hang on, puppy. He's got to pee. It's peanut butter taffy, which sounds gross. I hate taffy. I can't
I
stand
hate
taffy.
taffy too.
It's basically a peanut butter Tootsie Roll.
Okay, I feel like I could get into that.
It I was just in Florida. I was hanging out with my extended family, and one of my cousins, was like, "Oh, have you ever had Mary Jane's?" Because we were at like one of those old candy shops, and uh, she was like, "Just try one," and I tried one, and I had to circle back and get a whole ass bag, and um. Now that bag has been long gone, and I can't stop thinking about her and her being Mary Jane, and so I literally bought a restaurant store bulk
No.
size, like, it's
No.
literally like
Like a
a 5 pound
wholesaler.
bag, a 5 pound bag
You're gonna
of
be that weirdo on Halloween dressed as a
oh,
condom
I'm
and
not
handing out.
sharing them.
I
Fuck
know, but,
that.
like, imagine if you just were, like, that creepy neighbor, you know?
No, I give the good candy, but I
I know
that
you
will
do,
be my
I know you
personal
do.
bag. Like, that is my now whenever I'm doing notes, like, I always have, like, a little treat to, like, pick at. That's gonna be my new thing for a while
I'm
is
gonna
Mary
look them up
Jane's.
real quick. Hold on, Mary.
They're so good, and then I also tried a squirrel nut zipper. Forget it. That
Oh, I
was
know about
amazing.
that band. I thought that was just a band.
It's a candy too.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
It's like
Oh, I
vanilla
do like
caramel.
those. Are they peanut butter? Or I'm sorry, peanuts in them?
I think so. And the
Or maybe not.
zippers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like caramel, vanilla, and some sort of nut, peanuts. I think.
I just love a crunchy candy. Crunchy
Um,
old timey. Oh my god, these Mary Janes are so fun. Oh, I've seen these.
they're
Oh,
so good.
I never really like clocked the name, I think. I've just seen the little
It literally
colors.
it tastes like Butterfinger, but it's this texture of a Tootsie Roll. It's
See, I feel
Butterfinger
like
Tootsie Roll.
that sounds good to me. I
It
like that.
rocked my shit. Nobody go out and buy them because they're hard to find. If you take them, I'm gonna have a
How
problem.
dare you?
Everyone just know that I'm eating them and I'm eating good. That's all you gotta know.
That's all you gotta know, and don't even question it.
Anyway, that is how do
Wow.
you say the haunting of Beryl Road?
Oh my gosh, that is quite a story. The MK Ultra is quite a twist. I
I
feel
love
like,
that.
yeah, that, and I who knows what it means if anything, but like all of these stories back to back in the same house is like pretty strange,
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think.
I think so.
Um it feels like it has a lot of history either way.
All you need is an alien abduction or a cryptid, and then you've got the full my side of and that's why we drink going on there.
You're 100% right. And then the fire.
And
Oops.
I am aware, yes, and the fair. I am aware of the MK Ultra topic and how badly people want me to cover it. I'm aware, but I'm telling you, just like how I usually do 6 to 12 hours of notes, like that will take me
Hey, remember the
a
150
lot.
page document I made for this show today or
Yeah,
whatever?
it's
Uh
that would be
yeah.
a long one. That's a QAnon situation. So,
Yeah.
and a lot
And
of
lest we
government
forget.
documents,
Yeah. And then it's like the dry type of sources,
dry
not just like
text.
watching Ghost Adventures.
I will do it eventually. It's just I'm very intimidated by that topic.
It's a
So
doozy.
yeah.
Well, you go let your dog pee. I'm gonna go let myself pee.
Okay. Well, I'll do like I'll pee.
We'll have a little pee break.
Okay.
Halloween music. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do.
You know, there was a time where I was feeling real confident about my bank account, and I was like, "Whoo, I don't even have to look in there. I just know how much money is in there, and it is a lot." Just kidding. I've never actually been that confident. But let's pretend. I did for sure, though, think that I had more money than I did. And when I looked at my bank account, I was like, "Where did it go? What happened?" Secret little surprise subscriptions that I started years ago and then forgot to cancel is what happened. All of a sudden, the money I thought I had missing because it had all just been going to subscriptions and I didn't know what was going on. Now I don't gotta worry about that anymore because I have Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. So you can actually have savings, everybody. Because I thought I had some, it wasn't there. Now I got Rocket Money. I got savings. Woo! Rocket Money has saved users over 2.5 billion with a B dollars, including over 880 million dollars in canceled subscriptions alone. And their 10 million members save up to $740 a year when they use all of the app's premium features. You can cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/drink today. That's rocketmoney.com/drink. rocketmoney.com/drink. Hello, everybody. It is Juniper. Guess what I'm here to talk about, everybody? It is Smalls, and I sound like a big scary ghost because it is Halloween and I can't think of a yummier treat than Smalls in my belly. In case you're wondering, hey, Juniper, what is Smalls? Well, let me tell you, besides my favorite snack, whoopsies, I'm a cat, meow. Smalls cat food is protein-packed recipes made with preservative-free ingredients you'd find in your fridge, and it is delivered right to your door, so it is that simple. You can just play and play and play with your very, 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 very furry little feline, and then you hear a knock on the door. It's our Smalls. It's a favorite. Just share some info about your cat's diet, health, and food preferences, and then Smalls puts together a personalized sampler for your cat. And if you're still not a believer in Smalls, get this. Forbes ranked Smalls the best overall cat food, while BuzzFeed said my cats went completely ballistic for this stuff. And I gotta agree with BuzzFeed. They know what they're talking about over there. I give it 2 paws up. Actually, all 4. Now I'm on my back. Pet my tummy. And after switching to Smalls, 88% of cat owners reported overall health improvements, which is a very, very, very big deal. You will get 60% off your first order, plus free shipping when you head to smalls.com/drink. One last time, that's 60% off your first order, plus free shipping when you head to smalls.com/drink.
That was a fun intermission.
Thank you. Well, happy Halloween. We went down memory lane together.
Oh, and today's a new moon in Libra, so yeah, it feels like a nice little refresh. Yeah.
Perf.
All right. Hello, everyone. We're back from intermission where we realized it's a new moon and we were discussing sentimentality and the items that we are keeping and getting rid of, etc. So if you would like to listen to that, you can go to our Patreon. Otherwise, I have a crime story for you today. Oh, yep.
Hang on.
Wait for it.
Hang on.
Yes. Oh, that's spooky.
Shut up.
Sure.
Trying.
No, it is.
Where were you on the night of?
I mean, now I feel like I'm in an alien ship.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, it looks spooky. Okay. So here's the thing, though. I didn't remember that I obviously didn't remember that it was Halloween episode. Mm-hmm. My brain is just so out of it these days. I brought a story that is scary. Oh.
Okay, go.
You do look like you're in an interrogation right now with like a microphone or something.
I'm trying to keep the vibe alive. Anyway, keep going. Sorry.
The vibe is vibing. Don't worry about it. I forgot it was Halloween episode, so I brought a story that is scary, but it's just as scary as every other true crime. So It's not a Halloween story, even though I probably also asked you what you wanted for Halloween.
I did.
What did you say?
I don't remember, so it's fine.
Oh, shit. Okay.
We'll never know.
Well, maybe I wrote it down somewhere and I'll find it in like a month, and then at Christmas time I'll do it.
My Christmas wish, yeah.
Yay! It'll be something about the Grinch probably. Yeah, so okay, I apologize. I clearly, you know what? Probably knowing me, I started a Google Doc for it and then just like forgot about it.
It's fine.
But so that means there is a chance I'll find it and do it.
I trust you. It'll happen.
Okay, so instead, I've brought to you today the murder of Sheila von. Oh my gosh, she has quite a name. Sheila von Wiese-Mack. And
girl,
yeah, it's hyphenated and multiple words. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. On August 13, 2014, a taxi driver stopped outside a luxurious resort in Bali, Indonesia. He had just finished dropping off some guests and was about to drive away when 2 people approached him, presumably guests at the resort. They said, oh, hey, can we put some luggage in the trunk? And he popped the trunk. They said, we're checking out. We'll be right back with the rest of our stuff. He waits 30 minutes, but they never come back.
Ooh. And they always warn you at an airport. They always say, if someone leaves unattended luggage, you better fucking call for help.
Yeah, that is never a good thing. And so, of course, he starts to feel this, like, Actually, you know what? The vibe that I got from like researching this is that he wasn't worried necessarily at this point. He was more just like, ugh, and like took the
Hmm.
luggage out to be like, I'm just going to give this back to the hotel and be like, tell them I'm leaving. Like, I don't
Sure.
want to wait any longer. So he basically gets up, he pops the trunk, and he finds a suitcase inside. The suitcase is in horrific shape.
Oh
It
boy.
is held shut with duct tape. It is wrapped in a white bed sheet, and there is a
Oh.
red substance oozing out of the suitcase and soaking into the sheet.
Oh God. Okay, hang on.
Oh my God, how did you do that?
I'm just pressing blue and red a lot.
Oh, you're pressing. I was like, is there a police setting? Why would they do that?
That's
It's a
fucking
blue
cra
and M is flashing a blue and red light,
It
which is
was
literally the next line they called the fucking police.
it was my
Yeah.
way of saying, "Call somebody, we need help."
Yes, immediate assistance needed.
Okay.
That was crazy. I really thought it was like really good. I thought it
Thank
was an
you.
effect on the remote, and I went, so it has police effect. That feels like a dangerous thing to put on like
It does, but no.
a consumer item. Okay. So let's see. So he, of course, is horrified, immediately calls the police, literally the next line. And he and you were both right to do that because when the police unwrapped the suitcase from the bedsheet and duct tape, they found inside a woman's body.
Hmm.
This woman was a white, middle aged woman who had been stuffed so tightly into the suitcase that the duct tape was used to wrap it closed and keep
Oof.
it contained. Her face was bloody and badly bruised, suggesting a violent attack when she was killed. She was transported to the local medical examiner to determine her cause of death while the police began their investigation at the resort. And they believed maybe because of the way this suitcase had been dropped off and everything that this woman was a guest at the resort. But there was
Mhm.
also the possibility, of course, that she was just visiting someone there, or maybe that they were just disposed of there. Resort management, as you can imagine, this feels very White Lotus. They were like, yeah, let's figure this out and wrap this shit up right away because we
Yeah.
don't want like murder news. You know, we don't want to be in the news
We don't want
for
the
this.
vibes to be off, yeah.
Yeah, the vibes are really important to us here. Do you smell the patchouli we've got going on? Yeah,
Ugh.
it's definitely not a luxury resort's first order of business to I don't know, to not I don't know. I've lost my train of thought.
No, I get what you're saying. I'm with you. I'm with you.
You
It's
get it.
it's just a gross wealthy area or gross wealthy space that's like, okay, this is kind of in our way. Get the
Like,
gross stuff out of here.
let's like sweep up this mess, please. We have guests
Yeah.
trying to enjoy their stay.
Mhm. Which I understand
And
as a
so
business, you're trying to just
no,
keep
for
it
real. And
moving.
also it's like having seen shows like White Lotus, like, well, then what are the employees supposed to do? They're just like, I'm here for the
Yeah.
job, you know? Like, I don't know. So of course the resort management is like, okay, yes, let's fucking figure this out. And, you know, if the killer remained at large, then like they were in even more trouble. Tourist community would be threatened. Community would be threatened. So they immediately pulled out the passports they keep because the resort office would keep copies of everyone's passports for identity verification and in case of emergencies like this one.
Mhm.
And investigators started searching through them. They were looking for a white middle aged woman who bore any resemblance to the woman in the suitcase, and they finally landed on 62-year-old Sheila von Wiese-Mack, a tourist from the US who had been staying at the resort for roughly a week. So they asked the resort staff, when did you last see Sheila? And they said, only a few hours ago, between 2 and 3 in the morning, she was in the lobby.
Okay.
So they're like, well, let's check. So they call her room. There's no answer. So I'm assuming this is starting to get like
Suspicious.
slightly panicky. Yeah, it's suspicious. Nobody answers, so the resort lets them into the room. And when they open the room, they don't see anybody there, but they do see the scene of a violent struggle. There is shattered glass everywhere. There is blood spatter on the bed, the glass. One bit of glass was connected to like a metal handle, so it looked like it had been like a weapon
Mhm.
that had been made of like metal and glass, like maybe a bowl or a vase. And the police suspected that that was the murder weapon. So the room was empty, like I said, and Sheila remained unaccounted for. So now they're thinking, well, then the odds of her being the one in the suitcase are getting higher and higher. And it seemed likely that she would be confirmed as the victim. But police quickly learned that not only was this a murder investigation, but also a missing persons case Because Sheila was staying at the resort with her 18-year-old daughter, Heather Mack.
Shit. Okay.
Heather had been born in 1996, the daughter of Sheila von Wiese-Mack, an influential socialite, and Sheila's husband, acclaimed jazz composer James Mack. Just like a very influential power couple, wealthy type background. Um, she had almost like a fairy tale childhood. She grew up in Oak Park, Illinois, which is a really historical and affluent village outside of Chicago. Um, James had previous marriages and other children, but Heather was his only child with Sheila, and they were extremely close. Her parents doted on her. They had very high profile careers, but they were very attentive and extremely close with her.
Mm-hmm.
And people who knew the family described Heather as a daddy's girl because she was always very, very close with her father. The Macks loved to travel, and they always took her on these faraway destinations to luxurious resorts and faraway places. Heather's life was the envy of all of her friends. But when Heather was just 10 years old, they went on a vacation to Athens, Greece, and her father had a pulmonary embolism.
Oh.
Yeah, a blood clot in his lungs, and it occurred in their hotel room
Oh my God. So
right
everyone saw.
everyone saw. And Sheila and Heather had to witness this helplessly um, as he died in their hotel room. And Sheila was 10 years old. So this is like
Oh my God.
scarring beyond belief. James was a composer, a conductor, a producer, a teacher, a chairman for the music department at Harold Washington College. He was just like a very influential and big persona. He left behind like quite a legacy, especially dying kind of out of the blue. And he also ensured that Sheila and Heather would be financially secure upon his death. And so he had already prepared, the will and all that. So, of course, Heather was deeply devastated, and so was Sheila. But over time, they kind of bonded over their shared grief. Um, as Heather grew into a teenager, though, she started to struggle more with the loss and the trauma of witnessing the loss, and she experienced severe depression through high school. She began staying out late at parties, drinking with her friends. She would skip school. She would run away for days at a time sometimes. And, she had access to all this money, right? So, like, she's not only participating in this lifestyle, she's also like actively able to afford it and fund it for her friends. And, that certainly doesn't help. So before long, she's really getting into trouble. She's skipping school. She's running away for days at a time. And she and her mother, their relationship grow very strained. Once Heather even stole Sheila's credit card to book an expensive hotel room in downtown Chicago. And she threw a lavish party with her friends and her boyfriend. And Sheila actually saw Heather's photos when they posted them to social media, because this was in the
Oof.
social media days. I mean, we've already entered the Facebook era. And she fucking flipped.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, well, if you, it, yeah, if
You
you
had to be
upload
there.
them to Facebook,
Yeah.
it's gonna happen. So she called the police to break up the party because these were being posted as the party was going on. So she fucking freaks out, and Sheila's had enough, and she has Heather arrested.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sheila. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on.
There it is.
There you
Holy shit, we finally have like the perfect set.
go.
And it's just in your
Shut
kitchen.
the fuck up.
No, I'm serious. I'm in front of a fucking empty wall. Yours is cool. Okay, so Heather was arrested, and Sheila hoped that this would be like a scared straight type thing.
Yeah.
Like maybe she'll be discouraged now from future partying and sneaking out, but surprise, surprise, that's not what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Sheila did not like this boyfriend, by the way, Tommy, or any of Heather's friends. Tommy his name's Tommy Schaefer. He was a 21-year-old aspiring rapper and musician. He reminded Heather a lot of her father. He was a musical artist. He was black. By the way, her mother was white. And so there was like that tension there as well, where she lost her father and
Oh, yeah.
she had, and she felt like this disconnect. And I say that because her friend said, Tommy was so similar to her father. There was like that bond there she had with him. And he was talented. He was dedicated to his art. He was very smart. He was very handsome. But of course, mom did not approve. She thought he and the rest of Heather's friends enabled Heather's drinking and other risky choices. So she told her sister and brother, Debbie and Bill, that Heather hung out with some terrible kids, quote unquote. That was
I
like
see.
the word she used for them. She was constantly worrying about Heather, wondering where she was, who she was with, when she'd be home, if she was safe. And she tried finding a therapist for Heather. She tried grounding her. She took away her phone. She just could not figure out a way to help her. And Sheila realized she couldn't make any difference in Heather's life when there was such an emotional distance between them. There was such a
Sure.
rift that she knew, like, I can't reach her from here. So, with absolutely no idea what to do, she decided to kind of go back in time and do what they always loved to do, which was go on a trip. And she surprised Heather with a 2-week vacation in Bali, and Heather was thrilled. So they left on August 4th, but a week later, halfway into the trip, Sheila was dead, and now Heather is missing.
Okay.
And that is where we find ourselves in the
That's
story.
rough. Okay. That's very scary.
The medical examiner confirmed that the woman discovered in the suitcase was indeed Sheila. It was determined she had been beaten violently to death with some sort of object. She had suffered severe facial injuries and fractures, and her neck was broken. There was some speculation that Heather might have run away in Bali on another rebellious streak and maybe fallen in with some dangerous people who like killed her mom and kidnapped her. Maybe something had happened like that, but the police weren't so sure because the resort, remember where they were staying, was not exactly like a hotbed for crime. Like this
Right.
wasn't a thing that happened there.
There's patchouli. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all that patchouli, you remember. Yes. They spoke to the night clerk who had last seen Sheila alive in the early morning, hours before her body was discovered. And the clerk said, actually, Sheila had come downstairs to the lobby between 2 and 3 a.m., absolutely frantic.
Shit.
Sheila told the clerk that her teenage daughter was missing. Heather was not in her room, and Sheila couldn't find her anywhere at the resort. She'd been looking everywhere. And so while the clerk prepared to report Heather missing, remember, we're in Indonesia, by the way. Like, we're not in the US either. So they're like
Right.
out of the country.
Yeah.
And so the clerk is preparing to report her missing when suddenly Heather walks into the lobby, and on her arm is Tommy Schaefer, her boyfriend.
What? Uh, In Indonesia?
Mm-hmm.
How do you get there? Okay.
Mommy's credit card.
Right.
Right. Sheila fucking flipped. Fucking
Mhm.
flipped. As you can imagine. I mean, yeah. It just blows my mind. So Sheila was fucking furious. Heather told her Tommy had flown in to surprise her to join the vacation as a surprise, but Sheila did not believe it. She was like, this is an expensive fucking flight. Never mind the cost of the resort. She accused Heather of stealing her credit card to pay for it. And
Yeah.
Heather was like, no, he just wants to surprise me. And this argument is
He wants
escalating.
to surprise me with your money. What? What are you talking about?
And
That's like saying, no, he wanted to buy me a present with your money, not with his money.
yeah, but I mean that's like kind of a thing sometimes, isn't it? Like I'll just use this money. Well, I don't know. Listen, I don't know what it's like to be that way. So I don't know why I'm trying to pretend.
I could see some
Um
teenager justifying or thinking that
yeah,
that's
yeah.
justifiable. And it's like,
I mean, right, they're
girl.
like teenagers. It's like fucking Romeo and Juliet. Their frontal lobes aren't formed yet. They're out of their minds with hormones, like,
Yeah.
they're making bad choices, and then they have access to all this money. She's gone through like severe trauma, and like this is just all a hotbed for disaster,
Mm-hmm.
I think. And I know because unfortunately it is, and we all know it. Okay, so Sheila was furious. Heather said, oh, he's just surprising me. And of course this argument is escalating. Heather's so embarrassed that her mom's like throwing this fit in the lobby, and this like everyone's just kind of like staring, trying not to stare. And finally Sheila and Heather return to their room on the 3rd floor, and Tommy's like, all right, peace, I'm going to the 6th floor, that's where my room is. And
Wild.
wild, and he goes up to the 6th floor. Later Heather came back down to the lobby and asked the night clerk if they had any duct tape available.
Okay. So when I say, ah, because she's missing, what I should be saying is, hmm.
Hmm.
Okay.
Correct.
I'm saying.
You had the exact right thought process though, which is like, oh, that's concerning
Yeah.
until it starts to be like, oh shoot.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, but also like oh shoot either way, I guess. Again, hotbed for disaster. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So finally they go and she comes down later. And remember, this was like 3 a.m. that this fight took place. So a few hours later is like 6 a.m. You know, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, welcome downstairs. Halfway through your trip, you suddenly need a roll of duct tape. Whatever. So none of them were seen again until Sheila's remains were recovered from that suitcase. And that is sort of like what they pieced together had happened before that. So the police launched a massive search for Heather and Tommy. Heather's passport had been recovered from her room at the resort, so she couldn't have left Indonesia. Photos of Heather and Tommy were broadcast by the media, online and on TV. Back in the US, imagine this, Sheila's family followed the news of Sheila's violent death and Heather's like their niece's disappearance, you know. Sheila had that brother and sister that she was close with. So they're watching like their own sister's murder case happening on TV and then wondering like where their niece is. I mean, it's all just horrific.
Mm-hmm.
Just one day after Sheila's body was discovered on August 13th, the owner of a motel in Bali called the police. And he told them that Tommy and Heather were staying at his motel.
Oh,
Hmm.
honestly, thank God for a source that clear. Like,
Amen. And also, get this, he not only recognized their photos from the news, but they checked in using their real names and Sheila's credit card.
big dummies. Oh my
Come
God, over
on.
here. Okay. Well, hey, it
Please.
makes our job a lot better. And by our job, I mean the police or something.
It makes our job to investigate and solve these crimes so much easier.
It makes the case easier for others, I guess.
That's yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
But still, like,
It's a good thing. I'm glad that the pieces kind of fit together.
but you would think
But
if you're gonna do something like that, you would think you have a plan.
so. But you'd
Yeah.
also think, you know, you're teenagers and you're dumb
Sure.
and you're in love and nothing good comes of that as far as I've learned in my life.
If I were on Law and Order and I played obviously Mariska Hargitay's, partner
Obviously.
for
Yep.
life, and she's
For
never had
life
anybody
and
else except
soulmate
me.
and twin flame, right?
Yeah, and we just in every scene is us just
She's
snuggling.
like electric.
Yeah. I know. So if I were on an episode, I feel like I would be that one who always said, "I love when that happens," and then it like cuts to scene. But whenever there is a case where it's like teenagers use their real name, and then I would just go, "I love when that happens," and then the
I
next
love
scene
when
would
that
be us
happens.
just
Yeah.
arresting the shit out of them.
It's be like easy. Check.
It's
Yeah.
easy because then I can get right back to home with Mariska. You know what I mean?
That's right. Just back into those arms.
I don't have
those
time.
strong arms. Those biceps.
I can't even think about it. Okay.
God, I know. Stop thinking about it.
I can't.
Put that condom costume back on. That'll shake you out of it. That'll shake all of us out of it. Oh God. So he says, okay, Tommy and Heather are staying at my motel. They use their real name. I'm not even that good of a sleuth. They use their real names and their dead mom's credit card.
Classic.
So classic. So Heather and Tommy were asleep in bed when the police arrived to arrest them. And when police asked for their story, they said, we were kidnapped by a violent gang.
Okay.
And the three of us planned a daring escape, but it went terribly wrong.
I hope they said we planned a daring escape.
A daring escape. I like to think it was like that. You know how sometimes I say Ross dressed for less because it makes it funnier that I say the whole thing.
Right.
It just reminds me of that. Like, oh, it was a daring escape. You better believe it. I also love that there's no detail. It's like, just trust me, it was daring.
Yeah, you don't have to know anything else. That's all. That's all I need to give you.
Yeah, the three of them planned this, but it went terribly wrong. Sheila was killed. Tommy and Heather took shelter in a motel to hide, unsure of whom they could trust. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately for Heather and Tommy, they weren't aware of exactly how much evidence the police already had on the case, or on them in the case, which is, by the way, a lot of fucking evidence, including dozens of surveillance cameras inside and outside the hotel. These people.
Fish in a barrel. And barrel spelled with a double R. Actually.
Fish in a barrel road. And fish in a haunting on Beryl Road. So they had these dozens of surveillance cameras. They went through them and they found a fucking full story on camera. So the morning Sheila was murdered, and I actually have pictures for you. The morning Sheila was murdered, footage showed Heather and Sheila returning to their room on the third floor while Tommy went to his room on the sixth. Then the cameras followed Heather as she went up to Tommy's room on the sixth floor and back down. The couple went back and forth between their rooms several times, and then they were recorded leaving Heather's room with a large suitcase wrapped in a white sheet, which appeared identical to the one in the taxi cab.
Perfect.
And the footage also showed them leaving the resort with the suitcase, loading it into the trunk of the taxi. Then they were captured climbing over a wall to get out of the resort.
Spider-Man over here.
I
Okay.
mean, literally, I had to look it up because when I watched one of the episodes on this, the footage looked so clear and like obvious and stupid that I was like, this must be a reenactment. And it's like, no.
Like, did they really not for a second think that
I
one camera
think
was on the
not.
property?
I think not. Like they're just wandering around like, let me put this suitcase in here and walk away. It's like,
To be a fly
you're
on the wall.
teenagers. Like, don't you know that everyone's watching on cameras all the time? I don't know.
To be a fly on the wall, though, when they found out that cameras exist, they had to go, oh, shit.
Uh-oh. Well,
Like,
don't worry, because
oh, okay.
they literally pivot when
Okay.
they find out. They find out and they're like, don't worry, we know. We've actually got
That's what we
the
wanted.
real
That
story.
was what was supposed
That was
to
part of the
happen.
plan.
Yeah.
So anyway, they are caught fleeing over this wall, and then they are caught grabbing a different taxi and heading in the direction of the airport, which again, she left her passport in the room. So nice job. Utterly caught in this lie and learning that cameras exist, Tommy and Heather were like, shit, like you said. And they knew now that they had to admit to killing Sheila. There was no other way. They were like,
Yeah.
okay. So Tommy says, actually, here's what really happened. I flew to Bali to surprise Sheila because he and Heather were pregnant.
Oh, is that
They
true?
wanted to announce this breaking news. They knew Sheila didn't like Tommy, and they thought like, okay, well, maybe if we're in Bali together, like it'll be a nicer place to break the news. And so when she started screaming in the lobby, we were like, no, let's go to the room. We have something to share with you. And apparently when they told Sheila that they were pregnant, Sheila reacted so badly that she freaked out. They started fighting. He was afraid for Heather and their baby. Sheila began hurling insults at them, and Heather interrupted and said like, you have to understand, I'm having his baby. And then she like exploded and she started hitting Tommy and then strangling him. Again, this is Tommy's telling of the event. And then strangling him, and Heather was screaming at Sheila to stop and get off Tommy. Tommy couldn't fight back because he was losing consciousness because he was being choked. And so in a moment of desperation, and unclear of his own actions because he was deprived of oxygen, he just reached for whatever he could grab, and he grabbed a glass bowl by the metal handle and hit Sheila over the head with it just in self-defense.
Mm-hmm.
So goes his story.
Mm-hmm. I love the part where you said earlier that like they admitted to killing her, but it's like, did they? They just
Yeah, but did they? They were like, we have to find a way to tell this story
yeah. Oh, okay.
delicately.
Great.
Yeah. So he says, oh, well, but don't worry, it was all self-defense. And he said Heather was in shock. Tommy panicked. Neither of them thought anyone would believe them, so they tried to escape without like a real plan, obviously. And it was compelling, especially when they realized that Heather was indeed pregnant.
Okay.
And so the story held a little more water because of that. And, you know, it would have been compelling, but investigators in Indonesia were actually coordinating with the FBI back in the US, and they had already uncovered messages between Tommy and Heather that didn't quite line up with this self-defense explanation.
Mm-hmm.
Sheila had confiscated Heather's phone before the Bali trip, but Heather and Tommy had remained in contact online, like on Facebook Messenger or what have you. So they spoke of how wonderful their lives would be as soon as Heather turned 21, because that's when she would gain access to the trust fund that her dad left in her name, and she would no longer have to depend on her mom for anything or use her credit card. The two of them would finally be free, you know, that teenage like romance idea of like, we'd be free to live our lives together. Heather said, I will support us financially. You'll pursue your music. We'll live happily ever after. But 21 was 4 years away, and that was just too far. So for two teenagers, 4 years is very far away. So they began concocting a plan because, of course, if Sheila were dead, Heather would automatically inherit everything, the entire estate, immediately, including her trust fund. So all of a sudden, the couple started having these entire conversations about how they might kill Sheila. And here's where I took pictures of the screen because I was like, again, so stunned by this.
I'm always curious
Yeah.
how people get to that conversation. Like what are you saying to
I
test the
know.
waters to see if the other person isn't totally freaked out by what you're suggesting?
And it's like when you look through, it's like the amount of like LOLs. I'm like,
it's like, haha,
LOL?
wouldn't it
Are
be
we
crazy if she
joking?
died? Ha ha ha.
Right?
How would it happen?
Like,
Ha ha ha. Yeah.
right. And so I have two pictures here. This one, and I won't like we don't have to like put it on screen or anything, but just so you see, like it's like a picture of
wow.
the phone.
Yeah.
And it's Heather's phone, and it says, LOL, yeah, how about we drown her? And then he responds, she doesn't want to go to the beach. We need something else. And then Heather responds, what a bitch. And then says, let's just do it here. And then another message from a different time said, he wrote, let's make it look like a suicide. And Heather said, okay, how? And he said, drowning. And she said, sounds good. When? And he said, in Bali. And she said, K.
So
that's how they planned it.
Not only. So, okay, I know I'm a little, maybe it's late to the game. I don't know, but just it's finally all connecting in my head.
It's all nonsense. It's crazy.
But it's not like they flew in and then had
exactly, which is what
an
they tried
accidental
to pitch.
death. Mm-hmm. It's that they flew in with the intent to kill. Oy.
Which like changes everything because it's like, well, now you don't even have whether you're pregnant or not. Like,
I can't even imagine like looking at my kid's phone and seeing like they're plotting to kill me. Are you fucking kidding me? Like,
it's just horrific.
What do you do after that? Like, you can't ground her. She'll just kill you.
I don't think she ever saw it.
I know. I'm saying it. Like, I can't imagine it.
In the context of being like a parent and seeing. I mean, it's horrific. Well, and so here's the other text. They were basically like, there's a photo of his phone, and she said, like, we're gonna need something, like a weapon, like something to hit her with, because they decided to hit her over the head. And then he said, yeah, I got something. I'll bring it. And here's the picture. It's hard to see, but it's basically a blurry picture of like a metal and glass bowl that he says is in his living room.
So he literally brought the fucking weapon.
He brought the weapon to Bali with him.
So he knew exactly what he was going to do.
Yes, exactly.
And again, how do you, again, teenagers, how do you not know? You don't know that cameras exist, and you don't know that people can read your fucking text messages? What?
Like,
what are you fucking doing? 3? What are you talking about?
And the year was 2014. It's not like the concept of social media was brand new or anything, you know? It's
wild.
Like, what is going on here? So Sheila gave Heather her phone back in Bali, and that's when they started actually like texting back and forth, which is what these pictures are. Tommy even sent a photo of that murder weapon, which I just showed you, and she responded that should work. Now, this is where I'm excited to show you this picture. Tommy was later caught on surveillance footage leaving his room with something large hidden under his tank top. I mean, fucking moron. It's the bowl, basically.
And a tank top. You didn't even try like a puffer jacket
literally
or some
didn't
shit.
Even put it in a bag or something. Like, what? I have a photo. It's just ridiculous. I hope you can see it. So I'm going to play the live. Well,
okay.
We're going to try.
Okay.
Hold on.
Oh my God, he's literally so obvious about it. And by the way,
it's embarrassing. Like,
for
it's
anyone,
like, what are you doing?
If you're not seeing that, I don't know if we're showing that.
Yeah, I probably can't play it.
But the camera is like, it's almost as if a camera was put on a tripod in front of his fucking face. Like,
absurd.
Right at his hotel
door. And by the way, he's looking around like as if he's gonna like see something. And I'm like, you're not looking at the fucking camera. And he has this bowl, and it looks like he's pretending to be pregnant. You know, when people do the joke of like, oh, I have something in my stomach. He like has a big ass bowl over his
what a full full-blown
stomach.
idiot.
And I
Okay.
also just realized I was incorrect about saying he traveled there with the bowl, because now I'm realizing they got their phones back in, or she got her phone back in Bali. So he actually took that bowl from his resort room
Mm.
to the other room. That's why he had it like under his shirt. He's like, "Oh, I have something that'll work," and he
Sure,
brings
sure.
it downstairs to Heather under his tank top. I mean,
Oh my
idiotic,
God.
really. So he was caught on this surveillance footage with like this bowl. And of course, then the hotel's like, well, yeah, there was a bowl and now it's not here. And those are the pieces of it. So yeah, that's the murder weapon. I mean,
Oof.
really, Nike not thought through it all. On August 11th, Tommy had also texted his cousin, Robert Ryan Bibbs, about how to kill Sheila. Like, why do these people involve other people? I will never understand. Robert agreed to help plan the murder if he got $50,000 from Heather's inheritance. And so then he was charged as part of the conspiracy to kill Sheila, and he was sentenced to serve up to 9 years in prison. But think about this, think about this. Talk about how dumb teenagers are, and this is really scary.
Hmm.
Heather and Tommy had killed a U.S. national, but in Indonesia. So they are going to court. They're being tried and charged in Indonesia, of all places. Like, this isn't like, oh, they go home and then like they get to call their like rich lawyer, you
Mm-hmm.
know, like it's just really scary. And so they're taken into custody. They are charged for the murder, and they had to appear before a tribunal of 3 judges, not a
Wow.
jury of peers like they would in the US. Court proceedings began in January 2015 when Heather was 7 months pregnant. It went on for months. In March, she gave birth to a daughter named Stella, and the trial then continued. Heather and Tommy tearfully repeated their story of self-defense, but like it was
I
just
mean,
so
come
fucking
on.
obvious. There's like no way to deny it that it was premeditated. The texts are all there. I'll hit her with this bowl. Like,
Right.
what are you
I know
doing?
just the thing. Here's a
I have just the
video
thing.
footage of me hiding
And
it.
here it is under my tank top, seriously. So Tommy was okay, and I also want to add like that this, I don't think it got mentioned in my notes, but it was like pretty jarring. I had to rewind and make sure I heard it correctly, that in Indonesia, the result of this trial could be death by firing squad. That was on the table
Hmm.
for what their
Wow.
punishment would be. Not only death penalty, but like specifically firing squad. So it's like, well, nice work, idiots. I mean, thankfully that didn't happen, but just to give you an idea of like what suddenly they were faced with, you know?
Yeah. Holy shit.
So Tommy was ultimately convicted of premeditated murder and sentenced to 18 years in prison, which he would serve in Indonesia. Heather was convicted of aiding and abetting murder, and she was sentenced to 10 years in prison. And the judges declared that she received a lighter sentence because they didn't want her daughter to grow up without a mother. So she did get an easier sentence because of that. Per Indonesian law, Heather was allowed to keep Stella in prison with her until Stella turned 2.
Oh, wow.
Then Stella went to live with a Balinese man and his Australian wife, who had assisted Heather as an interpreter during her trial. So Heather would ultimately renounce her claim to all of her inheritance, and Stella became the sole beneficiary of the family's estate. Talk about a plot twist.
I know.
Heather served only 7 years of her sentence in Indonesia, but she did not go free because when she completed that sentence, she was deported to the US in 2021, where she then faced charges in the United States.
Holy shit. Wow.
So, like, really bad. The US tried Heather with different charges than the Indonesian court to avoid the laws of double jeopardy of being charged twice for the same, tried twice for the same charge. So the prison chief warden in Indonesia said that Heather had changed during her time in prison. She was involved in organizing official activities for people she was imprisoned with. She grew to love them and became close with them and the culture of Indonesia. And she was apparently shocked and frightened when she was released early for good behavior. Now Stella was 6 years old, which is crazy. Heather wanted 6-year-old Stella to remain in Bali with her foster parents because she just knew, like, oh, the media attention and the upheaval back home will be a nightmare. But it was against Indonesian law for a minor to remain in the country when their mother is deported. So Heather and Stella both arrived. Imagine this poor 6-year-old too
I
being like
know.
4 years with this foster family, and then
That's
like
all she knows.
you're forced to go to Chicago all of a sudden. I mean, geez. Yeah, so they arrived in Chicago together, and according to court records, a judge granted emergency custody of Stella to one of Heather's attorneys. A woman named Kia Walker, who's Tommy's mother and Stella's therefore grandmother, was upset that Stella was staying with an attorney, and she said, Stella has family here. Like, I'm her grandmother. I want my granddaughter.
Hmm.
I want this craziness to stop. So now there's this custody battle between Kia, Stella's foster mother, Oshar Suatarma, and Diana Roque Ellis, a close friend of Sheila's in life. Like, they're all just
Jeez.
trying to get custody of this baby, 6-year-old baby. There were concerns over custody in such a high profile case too, because like they didn't want her being exploited for books, for
Right.
media. Like they didn't want people, or her inheritance now. Like it's all just front page news. And she's only 6 years old.
I guess, I mean,
And
I'm not at all saying that, like, oh, this kid is so lucky, but at least there are people who are trying to, like, take
I
her in and
know,
make
I mean,
protect her. Like, at least she's got some
yeah.
safe people to go to.
Yeah,
But
well,
still.
according to some people, not so much, but this is
Oh,
just
okay.
accusations that were thrown around. But people made accusations that Diana, Heather, and even the foster mother Oshar planned to involve Stella in a documentary. But I think that was just like,
Okay.
I think they were just starting rumors. But yeah,
Sure.
basically, it's like all these people, whether they were friends of Sheila's or like blood related grandmother or what have you, like yeah, people wanted to take her in.
Mhm.
um I am sad they didn't let her stay with her family in Bali. I don't know what
Yeah.
the situation is, so I don't feel like I can speak on that, but it's just a lot for a little girl, obviously. So the judge making custody decisions actually said, quote, the fact that Stella is doing as well as she is a credit to her, dare I say, not to the adults. And
Mm.
I was like, thank you, because all these people fighting and hurling accusations. I mean, it's not good for the kid. Like when it's like,
No.
oh, I want her, I want her. It's like it turns into like a pissing match between everyone, and then like the kid is just like on the sidelines. It's just all scary and sad.
Mhm.
But yeah, but they're trying to do the best for her also. But it's like what a mess.
It's
Anyway,
big old gray space.
there's like no way to win in this scenario, I would say. So Diana was denied custody because she didn't have like an actual relationship with Stella. This is just the friend of Sheila's. Heather had hoped to live with Diana and Stella if she were released awaiting trial. So she was hoping that Diana would get her daughter so that they could all three connect afterward. But finally, Stella was placed with Heather's maternal cousin.
Okay.
I don't know how that happened, but I'm sure there was a lot of back and forth about it. In 2023, Heather pleaded guilty. Imagine this happened in 2014, and
That's
like
so wild.
it's just still going. In 2023, Heather pleaded guilty to one count of conspiracy to kill a U.S. national. In January 2024, Heather was sentenced to 26 years in prison for conspiracy to kill a U.S. national. And the 2 years she spent in custody since arriving back in the U.S. were credited to her sentence. Heather's family has immensely struggled since Sheila's death. At Heather's U.S. sentencing, Sheila's brother Bill requested the maximum allowed sentence against Heather, not the
Mhm.
firing squad in Bali, but like
Right.
in the U.S. Which would be life behind bars. And he told NBC News, if it were up to me, Heather would spend the rest of her life behind bars. Prosecutors said that Heather covered Sheila's mouth to muffle the screams while Tommy
Oh.
beat her mother to death with that weapon. After Debbie, her sister, sobbed during a victim impact statement, Heather said to her aunt, it breaks my heart hearing you cry. There's no excuse for me trying to harm her. I miss and love my mother. And it's just also heartbreaking because it's like you have to imagine, like, as a teenage girl, she got, I don't know. It's
Yeah,
just all so
it's such a
terrible.
messy spot because part of me wants to have total compassion, and the other part's like,
Totally.
hello,
Like,
yeah,
what the fuck have you done?
uh
No, you're right. You're right. You're right. She said, I just didn't lose. This is Debbie again. I just didn't lose my sister and best friend. I really lost my niece too. It's another heartbreak that I have to live with for the rest of my life.
Mhm.
So, as of today, Heather remains in prison in the US. Tommy Schaefer, meanwhile, is still serving his first prison sentence in Indonesia.
Wow,
And when he's released, he has to face charges in the US as well. So,
he's never getting out.
can you imagine? Like, he was the one who actually
Yeah,
brought the murder weapon, killed her. It's just, it's
wow,
bad. It's ugly.
wow.
Happy Halloween. Halloween.
Woo,
My
scary.
bad. It is scary. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Oh my gosh. Well,
But you know me, in like 3 weeks, I'll be like, I have the craziest Halloween story for you today.
and I
And you'll
look
be
forward
like,
to it.
well, well, okay. It's Thanksgiving, but all right.
I look forward to it. Yeah, I mean, technically, it's not Halloween yet when this comes out, and we can make the weekend after Halloween our
Well,
Halloween
guess
episode.
we do have something to say, which is that we do have a little surprise coming out on Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a little surprise coming out on Halloween. Not the normal episode, but maybe perhaps even more fun. So just get ready for that.
Yeah. And so anyway, you have a second chance. I'll keep the cobwebs up next week in case you want to do something Halloween.
You know what? This will be my chance. I'm gonna forget. This will be my
Okay.
chance.
This will be your second chance.
Wait, doesn't this come out in like 2 weeks, or am I crazy?
Oh, does this come out on already the weekend after October?
Oh my God, Em, this comes out on November 2nd. After all this time, you've really made me look a fool in your condom costume and everything.
You don't even
Just
have
kidding.
a chance to
This is way
redeem
funnier that
yourself.
we're doing it like 2 days after Halloween.
I'm sorry, everyone. Well,
Don't be sorry. We clearly, well, maybe I could also be wrong.
I don't know
usually am.
anymore. I don't know. We'll
Who
find out
cares?
together.
It's always Halloween in our minds.
Well, I hope you had a good time as Pete the Cat or something. And
Thank you.
I had a great time as a
I
condom.
did. I could tell. You remember this? Can you hear it? Is it too loud? That's what you're doing.
Shimmy, 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 shimmy.
Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. And just so sincere. Like, can you hear it?
Well, then, happy Halloween, everybody. And I guess next time we celebrate anything, we'll be singing our cranberry song. So
Honestly, let's not I won't forget that. I might, but
I
you
don't know
can
how to
remind me.
decorate, but you know, we'll sing. That's what we'll do.
First of all, you know how to decorate. You just haven't come up with the right plan yet. So don't worry.
You're right. Something in me knows, but
Something deep
my
inside will know.
the awake me does not know yet.
You'll have the awakening. Don't worry.
Well, everybody, if you want to listen to more of us, you can go over to Patreon, listen to our intermission in between both of our stories today. You can tune in to here and Ishu Sandy, and you can go to that one last show that is apparently over.
It's already been over for 2 weeks. And
Okay.
also, and I wore a condom costume and everyone was like, what is going on? No, I'll also listen to we don't talk about this enough, but we're going to get better about it, I think, over time is what I tell myself. But listen to the other Parapods shows. We have some really, really lovely, wonderful shows. And we're obviously, you've noticed, we've been doing some crossovers with other hosts for Paraween. Invasion of the Host Snatchers. It's been so much fun to and it's also been so cool to get to know people that I know, but I haven't we haven't hosted one-on-one as a co-host with all these people. So it's been really cool. And I adore everybody on our network so much. So we got all sorts of fun stuff. Go check it out. Parapods, I don't even know what the website is, but I assume it exists. Parapods.com.
Parapods.com. No, not that one.
It's not that. Hugedomains.com.
Well, go look at it. And that's why I drink.com and learn more.
Parapodsnetwork.com is what I meant to say.
Of course, me too.
Parapods Network. I'm pretty sure I helped come up with that. I think I picked that URL, so that's on me. Sorry. I think Eva sent me a list and I was like, that one. And then I didn't remember. So I apologize. But yes, so we do have a Parapods website with all our shows and a place if you want to contact us and get to know us and see what we're about. And yeah, anyway, we're just so thankful for all of you.
All right. We'll see y'all next week. And
that's
why
we
drink.